There we go. Welcome back. This is a one-shot tonight called Order Shattered Plans. The Empire grows more terrible and powerful by the day, with the destruction of Alderaan, Yavin 4, Malva 3, Kashyyk, Vashj Major, and Tenebab 8. The galaxy is firmly within the tyrannical grasp of the Imperial rule. The atrocities of the past year have left many beings wanting to rebel, but far too many afraid to actually do so. Yet for some, hope remains. The Bothan Spynetwork has obtained valuable information that indicates that the Order's hand, the sinister and mysterious leader of the Inquisition and confidante of Emperor Palpatine, has been overseeing the creation of a new and even more terrifying weapon. Your team has been assembled to journey to the coordinates the Bothans have provided, find out the truth of this intel, and if possible, destroy the weapon before it can join the Death Star in its journey around the galaxy. And with that, we'll introduce the cast for tonight's show. Go ahead, Archie.
What's up, everybody? I'm playing Rock Valorum. He is a sage. He's a member of the Kashyyk Order. He's made it to the middle rank, the advisor rank. There's only 3 ranks, so he's the one that you'll see out. But it's a very small order. You know, way less than the Jedi Order. Like 10 times less, or 100 times less. It's a lot less. There's like 200 Kashyyk in the whole galaxy. So it's and he is real dedicated to the rebellion because he recognizes the threat. Some of the Kashyyk recognize the threat that the Empire poses through the Force, and he has a sort of an ulterior motive to search out other Force sensitives and to bring them into the Kashyyk Order.
All right, hey guys. Tonight I will be playing Daro Avan, a simple special operations medic out of the 2nd Regiment of Special Forces that the Alliance has. Yeah, he's just basically there because obviously the Empire's done a lot of atrocities across the galaxy, and he's seen a lot of it and started off as a doctor trying to help and wanting to make a difference, and that led to where he was now.
And Greg?
Hello, I'm Greg. I'm playing tonight Nifu, lieutenant in the Special Rebellion Special Forces. He entered in as once upon a time as a mercenary, but got pulled into the ranks and has been eagerly, possibly suicidally, eagerly volunteering himself for horrible missions like this.
And then James.
I'm playing Sender Drelkan, a Jedi Padawan whose master actually saved his life during Order 66 by freezing him in carbonite. He was unfrozen sometime just before the events of the Battle of Yavin and woke up to a galaxy quite in turmoil and is finding his way both in this new and alien universe and in the Force. He is reluctant, somewhat overly cautious, but finding his way in the Force.
Awesome. And with that, we will jump straight into the action. The team is making their way through hyperspace. They have been assigned a stolen Lambda-class shuttle, which is a favorite tactic of the Rebels because they're so nondescript. And they are popping out of hyperspace. And when they do, they find themselves in a system that is relatively dark. The star in the system is a brown dwarf, so it does not look like it would normally be a very habitable system, or at least it wasn't for very long. There's only one planet and a small moon that is orbiting this star. As you approach and start doing sensor scans, you are able to determine pretty quickly that it is, while cold, it's not quite Hoth level cold. It's not like permanently in snow or anything like that, but it is definitely a world that, because the low light and radiation of its sun just does not have much as far as the possibility of sustaining life for long, it seems. What do you guys want to do from there? I know no one in the characters wound up with piloting, so there is an astromech that you guys can give orders to based on what it is you want to accomplish at this point. So.
Are we familiar with each other?
At least in passing. Probably not like detailed or anything because you all work in different departments of the Alliance, but yeah, you'd have at least a passing knowledge of each other. The Heavy's pretty obvious.
Sender will ask for the astromech to do a sensor sweep of the area, looking particularly for a strong Imperial presence in low orbit for like capital ships, Star Destroyers, things like that, and then focus down on the surface to look for large energy signatures.
Yes, energy signals, warmth.
The astromech like beeps confirmation, and he starts doing the little scan thing with his little appendage in the computer. After a few moments, he beeps out that preliminary sensor scans indicate no ships in the system at all. Scanning specifically on planet to the planet now. And then
while he is scanning, Josh, standing over the console, Sender kind of holds out his hands over the console towards the planet, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, focuses on the Force, and I want to use Force C.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right, and you got 2 light side and a dark.
I will not take that dark.
Okay.
And I only have the basic in it,
okay.
So it's just like
so
flat muffin.
Okay, so as you reach out towards the planet, you can sense like the low level just life in the area type thing, which is what your Force starts to focus in on. And you see flashes, and you see the image of the being known as Order's Hand walking through a jungle. And you see him walking in such a way that it's clear that he is being hunted, and he doesn't seem to care, if that makes sense.
Would I be familiar with what he looks like, and what does he look like for me as a player?
Okay.
Assuming it's a he, it might be a woman. I don't know.
Well, no one's really sure whether it's a he or a she, but Order's Hand is usually seen wearing something like this. The armor has had several different coloration patterns throughout the years, but this is the typical look that Order's Hand carries. It's obviously it's humanoid or very close to it, or a human-like being. But he's been seen most often on Coruscant is when he's spotted, occasionally on other major worlds. The problem is that if he's found in too low of a population area, then rebels stand out. So like the intelligence on him is really spotty.
Okay, and I would at least be familiar with who that is when I see that image.
Right, Order's Hand. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the word that's used for him. No one knows what his actual name, his or her actual name is.
But the identity of him, like as an iconic individual in the Empire, means seeing him like, oh crap, that's Order's Hand.
And that's who the Bothan intelligence said is overseeing a super weapon production at this location. Okay. So it makes sense that you would see him in foreseeing at this. So it gives credence immediately to the Bothan intelligence in some way. And then as Order's Hand is walking through this jungle, you see a group of about 8 creatures jump out of the jungle and attack Order's Hand. The creatures are roughly large wolf size, but they have scales on their body and a stinger for a tail, like a scorpion tail on them. But they're roughly wolf size and body shape other than that. And they attack him. Order's Hand produces a double-bladed lightsaber in this vision and quickly dispatches all 8 of them. But he does get stung once in the process.
Okay.
And then the vision kind of flickers and like drifts away. And you, as it's starting to drift away, you realize that the vision is not taking place on the planet, because you see the planet in the sky above you in the vision right as it blacks out.
Okay, so he's somewhere else.
Well, as you guys are approaching, keep in mind there's the small moon. And
oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
So that's what, like, because you're sitting right over the images as the astromech pulls them up and that kind of thing. So based on the vision, what if that were a real event, or even if it wasn't, the guidance seems to indicate that there's something on the moon, not the planet.
Okay. After a few seconds of seeing that, Senator just kind of opens his eyes. He is here.
Do you have a lightsaber on you, dude?
Yes.
Are you like wearing it openly? I'm wearing mine openly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
He's actually wearing traditional. He's actually wearing traditional Jedi robes.
Okay. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if you using it for. So while he's doing that, I want to like get my data pad out and like start sending a message to my dudes covertly, the order, and let them know I'm here, and then download whatever the scan results are onto my data pad as well.
Okay.
And then I respond to what you said by saying that our mission is clear.
All right.
We should operate quickly and quietly.
About this time, the astromech beeps back to you guys, letting you know that there is no sign of Imperial activity anywhere on the planet, that the planet itself appears to be cold enough that the droid, his scans indicate minimal, if any, life on the planet. He does indicate that the moon appears to have an atmosphere as well, but it is ionized by a weird sort of radiation that he cannot identify, and he can get no further scans on the moon.
So there could be anything on that moon, or nothing.
Or nothing.
Can we pick up our visual scanning?
What? You mean do a flyover? Is that what you mean?
Or at least view from, above the ionized atmosphere?
Yeah. I mean, y'all can get a lot closer and get close enough to where you're actually like in orbit type thing and see what you can see visually.
Let's close in on the moon.
So it takes a little bit of time to get there, because obviously, like, y'all are scanning for max distance in case there's like a couple of interdictors waiting on you or something like that.
Yeah,
initially.
That's mindful of other satellites or things scanning for us.
Right. The droid, he takes his time piloting the shuttle in so that he can do the full scans like you're asking for as you approach. Eventually, you guys do get in orbit. One quick pass around the planet, and you can see it does match the description based on the what he had. The data indicated that there is spots of vegetation, but for the most part, it's like this gray-green rocky surface for the most part on the planet itself. But as you circle around the planet and come to the side that the moon is, the moon, as soon as it comes into view, coming from behind the planet with the dim light of the star shining on it, is covered in vegetation. It does not even appear as though it has a pole, like a frost-covered pole, like most things would, which seems kind of weird as well. But basically what you discover is that the moon is orbiting in such a way around the planet, and its spin is such that between the matching, there is no particular spot that is a pole that would always be facing away from the sun or anything like that. So you would think that tracking day and night on that type of spin would be very obnoxious.
While we're pulling in close to the planet, I'm going to go into the ship's cargo hold and sit down and meditate for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to commit one force die to the sense power with one control upgrade. When I'm attacked, they upgrade their difficulty by 1.
Nice. Simple enough.
Is the astromech getting any readings yet?
He says that the ionization appears to be similar to, like it's an interaction between the upper atmosphere's ozone and the radiation of this star. It does not appear to be artificial, but it still is interfering with sensors' ability to scan below the upper atmosphere.
Does it appear to be harmful to biological entities? on the surface of the planet?
The droid's response to that is, I am not a medical droid, but it does not appear so.
How about against electronics? Shit.
He does the whole worrying, like, you see numbers like scrolling past the screen and a couple of simulations and that kind of thing. And he says, and it responds eventually, there is a 13% probability that the ionization will cause some minor malfunctions if we were to enter the atmosphere. My calculations are that it is only a 0.3% chance that there would be anything catastrophic.
I'm not overly worried about this, but can I do a medicine check to know whether or not I can answer the question on whether or not the ion
Sure.
will be harmful?
Because of the generalness of the question, I'm going to say it's difficulty 3. But obviously you're probably focusing on whether or not it would hurt the biological races that represented by your 4-man crew here. So
I didn't know what everyone else was.
We've got 1 Kuyaz and 3 humans, I think, if I remember right.
Okay.
So it's pretty straightforward. We'll say because you're only worried about a limited, even though it's a relatively difficult bit of knowledge, because you're only worried about 2 species at the moment, you'll actually get a boost die to this, though.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Oh my.
Nice.
All right, so you determined that based on the ionization and the radiation signature, that passing through it should not be no more or less harmful to a species than like getting an X-ray or an MRI. That said, you are also certain that you should not like spend extended periods of time hovering through this upper atmosphere, because it'd be like exposing yourself to a long-term X-ray machine and just hoping nothing happens.
Okay, so when the question was asked whether or not it'd be harmful to the droid, Dara's just gonna sit for and be like, as long as we go through it fast enough, we'll be just fine, guys.
So the Triumph, you got anything in mind for that?
It's
in context of what you were talking about, but
yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't expecting a Triumph for a simple medical check in the atmosphere.
Can I throw an idea in?
Go for
Sure.
it.
Given that he was doing a broad scan of kind of this electric field, maybe he can determine, we know that our scanners don't go in. Will we know any way to maybe conceal ourselves effectively landing, or know whether or not they can see us? Like, is it 2-way? Or is it just like we can't scan in, but they can scan out, or they can't scan in or out?
Yeah, I'll say like as you're looking over the data and crunching the numbers and whatnot, you're able to determine that, barring them having specialized like experimental equipment, that this should interfere with sensors in general, not just your ship sensors. So unless they've got specific equipment that they've built and calibrated to deal with this, then they shouldn't be able to sense you coming. Whatever is on the planet should not be able to sense someone else coming. The other thing I'll say that also helps you know that, or it also raises a potential red flag for you, means that while you're on the planet, if anyone were to approach, you won't be able to tell, but they won't be able to tell you're there either. So it's kind of a double-edged thing.
Now, would it also affect communications getting in and out of the planet?
Most likely, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. If it's interfering with sensors, you can generally believe that it will interfere with. It may not stop communications, but it will probably cause interference at the very least of some kind.
And definitely shorten the range, most likely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, shouldn't have to deal with reinforcements then. Good.
Unless they've already reinforced the planet.
Well, you won't have to deal with additional reinforcements.
Yeah. We won't get bombed from the planet atmosphere just because we were succeeding.
All right. So the droid will then ask, do you wish me to take you down?
Out of character question.
Okay.
I assign as the commanding officer here, because questions like that would assume default to a commanding officer. I would assume it's one of the soldiers.
Actually, I'm going to say that they said that the mission's primary responsibility is on Rock Valorum as an undersecretary to the Secretary of State. but that the soldiers are amongst the best in their unit, and they've highly recommended that Rock use the entire team's experience and intelligence in these situations, because basically he's the politician on the team, whereas the other.
So basically, if there's a final call and nobody can make it, it's up to Rock. But otherwise, we're kind of like catch as catch can.
Yeah.
Which is generally how the rebellion runs things.
Well,
I mean,
you see it in Rogue One where they just sit around and argue for like 10 minutes. Nobody can conclude anything.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. But
That's how Homeboy would run his unit anyway.
Right.
So that's good.
It's one of those. If there's a medical question, you have a medic on the team to ask. All right, so the droid just asks in general, though, so it's up to you guys to determine if you're ready to go down or if you want to figure something else out.
Yeah, with a brief look, I would have said that yes. As long as somebody was looking like they were about to say something.
Okay.
Yep. I come back from my meditation in the battle armor, and I'm like, I'm ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. So the droid starts the landing protocols. As you go through the upper atmosphere and you clear the cloud layer, which it's not like completely covered by clouds or anything like that, but like as you break through the upper atmosphere to where you can actually see more of the surface in more detail, you can tell that this moon is definitely the terrain is primarily jungle, and by jungle I mean like tropical forest, like type of jungle.
So like Yavin.
Kinda. Even more moist than Yavin. Like halfway between Dagobah and Yavin.
Okay, so you're talking like Amazon.
Yeah, like the Amazon. Like the majority of the planet appears to have that type of terrain.
Okay.
You do see a few small hills, like mountains here and there. And the droid kind of goes over them, trying to give you guys basically until someone sees something that they want to land by. The droid's kind of doing the whole low atmosphere hover, looking for a good landing area and or anything intel-wise. The mountains, as you pass over them, you see that they are actually volcanoes, but they are small volcanoes. Think like Hawaiian volcanoes, not Mount Vesuvius.
Okay.
And you can see a little bit of lava coming from them. There is actually a source of water that you could almost classify it as an ocean or a series of seas that are interconnected, depending on how you want to look at it. Because of the spin of the planet, the water has not coalesced into one major ocean or a couple of major oceans. There are large seas that have wide rivers between them. Overall, the water surface, the droid tells you, is calculated about 35% of the surface area is covered by water of some variety. So.
As we're flying over that, can I reach out with the Force, with the sense power, and try to search for living things?
Okay.
I have some range upgrades, so I'm hoping to have that.
Go ahead and roll it. See what you can find.
Well, sure.
So this is one of those ones where I'm not going to make you. Obviously, it's all Dark Side Destiny right now. You can't use the Dark Pips, but you reach out and you do sense quite a bit of life on the planet. Most of it you would classify as animal level intelligence, and like you're picking up on instinct type driven stuff as opposed to thoughts or anything along those lines. But you do sense, because you rolled 2 dark side, I'll say you pick up on there is some sort of presence, and you're able to kind of determine a general area, like direction for the ship, like a low level version of the seek power, to point them in a general direction, and it happens to be in the direction of one of the volcano setups where there's a trio of volcanoes that you can see creep out of the forest. Yeah, you sense some sort of presence. It's not something that it's not like a pinprick where you would define sensing an inquisitor or something like that. It's not that kind of presence, but there is some sort of dark side energy in that area.
Oh yeah, so I'll say yes. Perhaps we should focus our search here. After the droid says 35% and everything, I'm like doing the math, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go over here and try to narrow that
Okay.
whatever we have. Search down to a little bit less.
All right. The droid kind of circles around the indicated volcanoes. He says that he does not. His sensors are not detecting a good landing spot within 10 or 15 kilometers of here. He asks if you would like him to go to the nearest landing spot, or if you would like him to lower, because he can get low enough that you guys can safely exit the vehicle near these volcanoes, but the volcanoes are not a stable or safe place for him to actually land the shuttle.
Is there any water within the vicinity, like a large enough body of water close enough to land that we could like jump into the water and swim a little bit?
Yeah, there's the volcanoes seem to, as you can see, their primary lava flows is actually towards one of these bodies of water, kind of like how it is in Hawaii or whatever. And from where the 3 volcanoes are towards that is about 1 kilometer away, half a mile, something like that. Nothing too major. So yeah, he could let you down there or near the volcanoes are areas that he can let you down safely. The jungle, the trees are too tall for him to safely let you down. So it's up to you guys where you want to go.
Yeah, this is one of those instances when Rock looks to the soldiery type dudes. Like, okay, how do we assault this land?
Okay.
This ain't talking, baby.
So the heavy or the medic, one of y'all want to make the call?
I mean, Daro's more of an amphibious guy anyway.
Okay.
I kind of specialized in where he was kind of an amphibious special forces guy. So his recommendation will be the water, obviously.
That can work. Otherwise, I would inquire better where assumed goal may be, and if we could rappel into the trees. But the coast seems good.
Okay. Without too much further ado, the droid pilots over to where he pilots just far enough out that it appears the water's deep enough to be a safe landing, but not so deep as to be dangerous. And gets down to where he's like, the ramp is basically like 8 feet from the wave tops type thing.
Okay.
So you guys are able to make your exit.
Yes, Rock's going to reach into his Jedi utility belt, pull out his Aquata breather,
Okay. Just in
pop that
case.
bad boy in his mouth. God damn.
Yep, I'll pull that one out of my utility belt. Or I've got a utility belt, so I've got one there if I need it.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. You guys make your exit. I guess everyone can give me an athletics. It's only going to be difficulty of 1 purple, 1 black. It's a very short fall, but the waves in the water could cause problems for some people, I guess, depending on your athletics. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue, though. But the system always has the opportunity for complications.
Yeah, especially since I don't have a lot of athletics. Although I pulled it off, so I'm happy.
Same here.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, one of us wasn't so lucky.
Is it possible for me to use advantage to pass a boost that way?
Sure. Since you're the soldier and he was following your lead, I'll let him roll a boost and see if it gives him a success or offsets that threat at least.
My ninja. Here we go, baby.
Offset the threat at least. So you fail. It's a complete wash, so I'm not going to make you like take damage or anything. But like everyone else does the tactical jump into the water or whatever and like lands kind of diving style to where they land safely and without any issue. You kind of belly flop, but it's only from 8 feet, so it's just, it doesn't look good at all. And you're thinking, I'm glad we weren't 20 feet up because that kind of has that slight sting, but that's about it. So we know which one is not the commando on the team for sure.
It's okay, we forgive you.
But as you guys enter the water, all of you immediately can tell that the atmosphere and the water is cool without being cold, which is not entirely what you were expecting considering the structure of the planet and the star here. Basically, think the entire jungle, like the general atmosphere, is about 50 to 55 degrees. I mean, it's cool, and the water's probably 5 to 10 degrees below that, so it's not quite to freezing, but it's definitely like you would not want to have to make an extended swim in the water without some sort of protective gear. And even so, it'll probably cool you down pretty quick whenever you get out of the water. You guys pretty quickly are able to make it to shore. The shore here is black sand. It's actually like obsidian from the lava flows that has been ground up over the ages and that sort of thing. So, and it's pretty finely ground and weathered down at this part of the beach. As you guys exit onto the beach, each of you can hear the noises of various creatures in the jungle, much as you would expect in some sort of Amazon rainforest style place. Although most of the sounds, it's one of those things they're unfamiliar, but they're familiar in just the volume of them and the type of terrain. So, are y'all heading straight for the volcanoes, or are you going to scout out the area first, or do something else, or what?
I turn to the commandos. I'm a classically trained Jedi, which means urban life for me. So I got this. This is totally outside my wheelhouse.
All right. So either you soldiers taking point and leading the way then?
Well, here's my question. The Jedi obviously shared what direction this is in, right?
Yeah, he indicated the trio of volcanoes as a
Okay.
possible point of interest, at least.
I can take point, but should we scout out the area first, or shall we just beeline it?
I would recommend we scout.
Okay.
One moment, my friends, and I'll try that sense again.
Archie, your mic is muffled. I don't know what you said.
Oh, I said one moment, my friends, and I want to try that sense again. So now I can do the range upgrade once on just the living creatures.
Okay.
That'll have 2 upgrades on range, so that puts me at like long range, I think.
Yeah, which is a couple 100 feet out type thing. You can't quite sense all the way to the volcanoes itself from here. You can only get about halfway there, but you sense a large number of life forms in the area, many of them which seem to be panicked and fleeing from your presence.
So they're not used to human intrusion.
That's what he would be sensing, yeah. Or at least not this kind.
Thank goodness I'm not human.
Right.
It appears the forest's inhabitants have sensed our arrival, but it doesn't seem that our quarry is close. Hopefully he's failed to notice.
All right, so the soldiers have decided y'all are going to scout first, so you're not going right up the lava flow type thing towards the volcanoes, kind of cut off to one side and approach from an angle type thing through the jungle.
Partially also making sure there's no tech of like defenses or entry things, or possibly easy ways to get up of like a game path.
Right. The lava flow was most definitely the simplest way to get there, but it's also, because it's the simplest, has the most danger because you're in a flat, relatively flat, open area where the vegetation's gone. So like by cutting up the side, you're hiding from that at least.
Josh.
Uh-huh.
Can I make a move attempt using the move power to levitate myself up to get up over the tree line and look around?
Do you have enough strength to get silhouette 1?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then you can at least try.
I'm going to drop my committed die right now.
Okay.
So I can use that.
Give it a shot.
No.
Oh, not at the moment. As you reach to try to grab yourself, you actually feel as though something... It's not even like within yourself. You feel as though something external is interfering.
I almost imagine like he goes to concentrate and all he can see is like Order's hand coming out of the jungle and Force choking him instead of the Force gently lifting him up. It's like
yeah, I can definitely see like you actually feel something stopping you, and you probably visualize from the vision like put Order's hands face to that invisible presence, basically.
And that makes sense given the character's like propensity for fear. So everybody probably sees him stop, concentrate for a minute, then his eyes like fly open in fear, and he reaches for his throat, and it's like,
Okay.
and then stops. And recommit that die.
I commit my defense die as well.
Okay. All right. So as you guys make your way towards the trio of volcanoes, everyone can either give me a survival or resilience check. If you're rolling survival, it will be difficulty 3 with no setbacks. If you're rolling resilience, it'll be difficulty 2 with 2 setbacks. As just the basically with survival, it's about how well you're taking care of yourself and navigating the terrain. With resilience, it's how well are you dealing with the high levels of humidity combined with the cool air, and just the hike, basically. So.
Okay. And what was the survival thing again? I'm so sorry.
3 purple for survival, or 2 purple, 2 black for resilience.
This is gonna go.
Mine are both the same, so I'll just choose one, I guess.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take that.
So close to being the same for me. Ow.
Shit.
Mechanically the same.
Right. So it looks like we got 3 survival checks so far.
Boom.
Very nice.
Okay, so as you guys are hiking along, so Archie, you're fine. You're dealing with it just fine. It's not comfortable by any means, but you're okay. Which is actually strange because both of the 4 sensitives are the ones that are okay, just not happy with it. With the whole
My robes are wet. What is
yeah.
that?
Both of our soldiers, on the other hand, rolled 3 threats, which what I'm going to do. See, was it the medic that rolled the triumph?
I wish.
Okay, is the heavy?
Yes.
That's even funnier. Okay.
With the resilience.
So, basically what I'm going to do is you guys are hiking along. At one point, the medic is he's starting to fall behind a little bit, and which, I mean, with the heavy leading the way, the medic pulling up the rear, and the Jedi in the middle, it kind of makes sense anyway. When all of a sudden the heavy, you sense that something is wrong, like not like force sense, but like just your instincts as a combat character. You realize something's up. And you turn and you pull one of those like Star Wars moments where you just turn and shoot. And when you do, you're turning back behind you guys. You shoot between the 2 Jedi, like field goal style. And there is a creature that is in mid-air that you shoot out of mid-pounce that lands on the medic and basically knocks him to the ground. And so the impact of this thing that could have been much worse you'll both suffer 3 strain, 1 for being impacted and 1 from the like your instincts just kicking into hyperdrive, adrenaline rush, and you like spin and twist it a little bit to save the day with that triumph. So
That was 3 strain, you said?
Yeah, 3 strain each because you rolled 3 threats each. So James, you recognize the creature.
It's a Vorkner, isn't it?
It is, but you recognize it specifically from the vision.
Yeah, I figured.
Yep, it is a Vorkner.
Do I know what they are?
Give me a xenology check. I would say for most people it would be higher difficulty, but because you actually are classically trained Jedi, I'm going to say it's only 2 purple and a setback because you don't have a research, like anything to research or whatever. You're just going off of memory.
Josh, my brother, can you type that in the chat thingy so I can see something I wrote?
The Vornsker?
Yeah, I'm not like I can't quite understand what letters are in that.
Second.
Well,
I got 1 success, 1 threat, so I recognize what it is and get more scared.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like, oh, those things hunt Jedi. This is bad.
Here you go. Here's what it is, Archie. And that is a large wolf size.
Oh, that's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, but this particular one's, and what throws you off a moment, James, and why we're saying like it actually scares you more is that typically these things are actually full-on mammals. They're covered in a very fine fur, kind of like pit bulls or something along those lines. These actually have fine scales like a snake.
Out of character, I don't think Sender would know. My thought is, oh dear, these could have been manipulated by Sith alchemy, but I don't think my character is smart. No, he might be smart enough to know that, but
My character might be.
I think your classic training actually probably scares you mostly because of the fact that there's too many things it could be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But either way,
I've got
our
2
medic,
ranks in
you're
war,
like,
so I might know.
you don't know what just happened. You're like sitting there, and all of a sudden you see this blaster bolt fly by your head, and then you hit the deck as something collides with your back, basically. And you're, I mean, it's a large
Heavy.
dog size, so it's 70, 80 pounds, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, we're not talking like a mastiff, but I mean, it's a big dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a military pack weight, you know? A little bit lighter, but...
This is like Predator in Star Wars.
Okay, so...
Take it off of him or help him get it off of him.
yeah.
Okay. This particular one of the species has a big gaping hole where its chest used to be, because of the heaviest weapon.
This will do. As I hold my gun the size of me.
Good shot, mate.
But yeah, so you guys have dispatched this first creature. This happens when you guys are about halfway to the volcanoes, roughly.
I'm just going to note that Daro pulls out his rifle at this point.
Yep, lightsabers in now.
Sender's got his lightsaber in his hand. He also notes that he tells the rest of the party that's a Vorskner. They can sense and hunt for sensitives.
Thank God we only brought half of those, right?
Oh,
Right? I do either xenology check or medicine check to note the alterations of it.
Yeah, go ahead and give us xenology. It'll be difficulty 3 purple, 1 black for you, since
3 purple, 1 black.
Someone who studies under Force Sensitives may have heard of these, but other than that, most people don't ever encounter them. They're indistinguishable from wolf-like species for the most part.
Wait.
Okay.
Should
Wait.
we then send Valorum and the other up ahead? And we can cover you guys.
I'm very much against that idea. I like the 2 large, heavily armed men.
I'm just saying I can better shoot things out in front of me.
actually, yes, I agree with my friend Nifu.
All right.
In them, and also we must realize that the priority of the mission takes precedence.
Daro, with the name that he gave and looking at it, you do recognize it is a Vornsker of some kind. But one of the things, like in the Star Wars universe, depending on what world the Vornsker is from, it's not uncommon for slight evolutionary changes to have occurred anyway.
Okay.
You see the number of variations we have on a Mastiff or a dog in our world, and that's one world.
Mm-hmm.
So in a galaxy, like if you have a creature that's enough of a success in evolution that it then gets transported to other worlds, then you see evolutionary alterations occur.
Okay, so this really wouldn't be a surprise then.
Right. But it's close enough, it's easy to identify it as a Vornsker variant of some kind or another.
Okay.
With the threats, you think the scales may have to do with the cold atmosphere on this moon. So it may be that they are somehow protecting it from the cold better than the fur that it normally had. Which, I mean, it's just one of those, like, you're not a scientist, so it's just kind of this logic
It's a thing.
that pops in your head as to that might be what it's for. You're not sure.
Okay.
Instead of both of the Jedi going up in front, though, out of character, is Archie, is your character technically a Jedi? I mean, or trained as in the philosophies of the Jedi? I should say.
No, not even close, man. Like
I didn't think so. I just Kashyyk, I recognize the name, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, so you study Niman, where like we have no forms. We
Okay.
make a lightsaber, but like we don't do combat. We're super like diplomats.
Okay. Okay.
And we also, I don't think
I
we
would recommend.
be the light side and the dark side in the same way, but like we're more light side than we are dark side.
Okay. I would recommend, instead of sending both of the Jedi up front, put one going a bit forward and one going a bit in the rear. So that way, if we get ambushed, we've got coverage on both sides.
So rather than like diamond formation you were moving in before, moving like a square, 2s and 2. Basically.
More like, imagine almost like a T, like a cross with one Jedi on point in the front, one Jedi on point in the back, with the two guns in the middle, side by side.
Okay, so flipping the diamond formation from before, basically.
Yep, exactly. Turning a little bit, and I don't care who's on point and who's in rear. It's totally up to Rock.
I suppose I'll take point.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'll put the.
Well, you taking point makes sense because you're the one who sensed the dark side energy, and he's the one that is more combat oriented as a lightsaber. So, like, even though he seems obviously nervous, like you having the both soldiers covering you immediately by watching is probably more advantageous.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because he's younger than me, so with no one keeping an eye on him, that's why I was thinking maybe I'd put him in front. But
how old is Rock?
Like mid-30s.
Yeah, I look like I'm about 19.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though her birth date says she's 50.
Well, yeah.
Damn carbon freezing.
Well, I will take front though because that's kind of like your responsibility and shit. When you don't get attacked, you go ahead and do that. So I'll go up there, but I'm gonna tell the medic. I'm sorry, homie. Cinder. Is that your name?
No, that's the Jedi. The medic is Dara.
Daro. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Daro like kind of privately. Hopefully, when Cinder's not noticing, I'm gonna say, keep your eye on the back.
He'll just nod and go. Roger.
I'll head up to the front and take the lead, and head towards where my sense was. But I don't want to reach out. I want to actually try to lower my force profile. I'm still keeping a force die committed to defense, but I want to try to rein it in. That way, we don't attract more creatures.
Okay. Alrighty. As you guys continue along again, if everyone would make a perception check. Difficulty will be 1 purple. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use one of these destiny points. It'll be
Thank you.
1 red, 1 purple, 1 black. So 1 of each bad die. I was thinking 2 purple and 1 black, but get one of these dice moving.
Well, that becomes uneventful for me.
At least you didn't roll a despair.
That is true.
Or
strain.
Anytime there's a red dice involved and you just whiff, you just got to be like, okay, well, whatever.
I'll take it.
Straight up.
Wow.
All right. So the heavy doesn't notice, but has 3 advantages.
Speaking of the devil.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
All right.
I should have put him in front. I'm sorry, homie. Sorry.
So
It's fantastic. I love it.
So neither of the soldiers noticed because you both failed the check. The advantages, Greg, where you're down strain, so if you want to recover strain with that, I'm fine with that. Or the other thing I was going to think, I don't know if your specialization has quick draw, but if not, then you could spend 2 to get a free maneuver, so you could draw your weapon in reaction to what's about to happen, and then recover strain with the last one. Up to you. Or if you got other suggestions of what you want to do with the advantages, that's up to you.
Could we? I'm tempted to say if there's a initiative check coming up, a boost to that might be nice.
Okay.
Actually,
so you don't notice what it is, but again, your instincts kick in, and you can give yourself.
I'll just take the quick draw because a maneuver would be helpful.
Okay, so free maneuver, that's 2. So with the last one, do you want to give yourself a boost die on the initiative, or do you want to recover?
I'm taking some strain. I'm going to go recover 1 point of that strain.
Okay. All right. So then Archie, you hear a slight rustling coming from behind you guys and to the right. So you hear this right as it's about to happen. With the 2 threat.
Actually, wait. I believe we were all rolling out with our weapons drawn.
I
Darn.
was wondering if you were
Oh,
going
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
let's say, weren't we all patrolling anyway? This
Yeah,
point?
I'll take 1 boost and 2 strain recovery if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. So Archie, 2 threats. I'm going to give you a setback on your initiative check, as like you hear it and you like turn to look and something's happening on the other side basically, and you get distracted by the noise.
Fair enough.
And James, they successfully snuck up on you, and the despair is that you're the target.
Fair enough.
Rather than spreading it out between you and Archie, because it is 2 Vornskers who thought you two smelled tasty, they're just both going to come after you.
That's fair enough.
Don't you feel honored?
You can put that parry to work right away, brother.
I got a defense of 3, a soak of 4, and a parry of 4. I'll be all right.
Snap, dude. Very.
And 19 strain.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Beefcake. That young buck is a beef.
Beefcake. Well, the idea is that he's actually not very good at aggression, but he can just sit there and get beat on forever.
Jedi way, baby. That's the Jedi way.
Well,
yep,
exactly.
The first one's going to jump and try to claw at you.
Try.
Actually, you know what? It's going to try to multi-attack since it's got a tail and teeth. It's going to try to unload, so it'll +1 to its difficulty, and if it gets enough, it'll spend advantages to hit more. Do you have what's your melee defense?
4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to spend another one of these destiny points.
Good.
All right, so here we go. It hit you with the claws because that's what I said was first. So that's 7 damage coming your way.
Okay. Soak of 4.
So 3 wounds gets through.
I will use parry to convert that to strain.
Okay. So 3 strain instead of 3 wounds.
Yep.
And then what do you want to do to it with those 2 threats?
Can I spend those 2 threats? No, I don't quite have enough. Actually, can I spend the 2 threats and a force point? It's kind of outside the way the rules are written, but force assault. Spend triumph or 3 advantage on a missed lightsaber combat check to immediately perform a move action as a maneuver. I know it's outside the rules, and I'm asking it. If you say no, you're the DM. I totally understand.
I think that would open up to too much problems down the road.
With that 2 threat, what happens is I bring my parry up, bring my lightsaber up to kind of protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
It leaps at me, and then when it sees the lightsaber come up, it kind of instinctively misjudges its leap, and I duck, and it lands behind me. So that way it's closer, and it gives the soldiers a clear shot at it.
Awesome. So that one is now between you and the 2 soldiers.
Yes, exactly.
Basically, for the soldiers, because of the distance y'all are walking, you guys can decide as an incidental to be short or engaged with it, whichever you would prefer.
And Josh,
well,
don't forget all attacks against me are upgraded by 1 difficulty die because of my committed force die.
That's what the red was from.
Okay, I didn't know.
The second one will now attack. I'll spend a destiny point just to get them back to even, where you guys have some to work with. And this one, seeing the lightsaber, is just going to try to lash out with its tail at you.
Okay.
And it misses, but gets an advantage. As you sidestep it relatively easy, it's going to pass a boost on to its ally, so hopefully, or its next ally, so hopefully they have a better chance to hit you next time.
Okay.
Because now they're flanking you as well. So,
right.
And then initiative. You guys would all roll vigilance because you got ambushed.
How does a soldier not even have cool? Yeah.
Hey. I'm liking that.
I need to even look up what my vigilance is. I don't even know what it is.
Probably just
That's
willpower.
pretty sweet.
And I'm using my boost for this.
I like to hear that.
Boom.
Wait, whoa, that's some silly.
That is some silly. That is some silly, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
My willpower is 5, buddy.
Hey,
So for my triumph, real fast.
I'll be looking at you for the Jalshay now. Okay. All right.
All right. For the triumph, you want to do what?
Can I just get like a free aim?
Yeah.
Real fast?
You can
Like,
use
he's
triumph on
just like
initiative for a free
so
maneuver,
quick
so-
on his reaction that he just like lifts his rifle instantly, aiming at one of them.
All right. So we've got PC, NPC, two PCs. Actually, 3 PCs. So 3 PCs, an NPC, a PC, an NPC.
Yep.
I'll go last. I'm just gonna say that right now.
All right, is it okay if I go first, guys?
I was gonna say please do.
All
You got that
right.
aim already going. Might as well.
Yeah, I was like, it rolls. Okay, so obviously I'm just gonna shoot the one right in front of us because I mean it landed right there, and that's what he reacted to anyway.
Right.
So yeah. And then what will the difficulty on that be?
You get to choose whether you're at short or engaged range. Because
Short.
So that's difficulty 1 purple.
Actually, I think I can do engaged anyway because I'm pretty sure I have the grip that, even though it's a heavy weapon, it gets brought down to.
Okay. Well, then it's 1 purple, and
I
they
wanna
have no
double
range
check
defense.
that.
So
Oh, seriously? Wow, this thing's gonna get screwed. I almost feel bad at
Yeah.
this point.
What's the rifle?
Let me.
he's got a disruptor rifle.
I got a disruptor rifle.
That's so aligned.
Actually-
You know.
Now that I think about it, because I'm in engaged range, if say I have the electronic sighting, shooter to aim as a incidental once per round at short
Yep.
range. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna stick at the short range to get
Okay.
yet another free.
So you got 2
Aim
boosts.
Then
Shoot.
because I still have 2 maneuvers, I'm gonna aim a third
You
time.
can only aim twice
Okay, darn it.
per
Okay.
action.
Oh well, it was fun while it lasted.
Well, I mean, you got your free one, and you got the one from last
Yeah,
time.
and
So
it
now
doesn't
you can
help.
shoot,
I
and then you
have
can
to-
aim afterward.
Okay, I also have an
each time.
accurate 3, so I already had 3 actions.
Oh my
Oh my
included.
god.
Madness.
Poor Vornsker.
This thing's gonna be too
I'm surprised that's all that happened. Holy crap.
This reminds me of when you make a roll, Josh,
Yeah.
like on your characters.
Yeah. Except on that the Bothan in that one game, like he's tearing it up, but the rest of them, half the dice are blank.
Nice shot.
All right, so what's the base damage?
Alright, so base damage on this thing I think is 11, because I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, plus I get another free advantage, because I still don't see where to add the free advantage,
Hit
but I do
roll?
have the superior. There's
Superior.
no more option for me, for some
Oh,
reason.
man.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so 11, so that's 13.
And then 4 advantage with it.
Okay, what are you going to do with the advantage?
So. Is it not dead?
It is not dead.
Wow, should I just like crit it with a +10, guys?
Only a +10? What kind of weak disruptor do you have?
Yeah.
I mean, it costs 2 to do a critical.
Oh, yeah, he's talking just from the
yeah,
advantages
I
+10,
forgot
and then your vicious
5.
kicks in.
Yeah, I have vicious 5, so I mean, it would be +60.
Yeah, you can go for that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I guess,
you would
yeah,
have-
why not?
Potentially just
Why
one
not?
shot.
Yeah.
Kill it, man.
Let's attempt this +60 on a D100.
So 85.
Only an 85.
That's
Only an
gonna be worth it.
85.
It's a decent one, but it's not a one shot.
No.
Josh, I noticed something I was missing on my sheet, or that I had not calculated. My defense for melee should be 4, not 3, because I have a superior or customized help.
I think you said it was 4 earlier.
Did I?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
you said
good,
4.
good.
Yeah.
So I must have written it down wrong on my sheet. Okay.
Gotcha. It happens.
It's
You
alright.
found that winded?
Yeah, he got winded, so he can no longer take. He can't spin or take strain voluntarily for abilities or maneuvers. So.
It's something. And then I guess since I still have 2 maneuvers,
Well, you got one maneuver, and you can suffer 2 strain to get a second.
yeah, I'm only going to use the free one because there's no point in taking more strain, and I'll just aim again. Actually, yeah, I'll just aim. No, actually, I'm going to use it to do an assist.
assisting the heavy, I assume, then?
Yeah, whoever's next, I guess.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I'll give you a boost die.
Finish him.
Let me double check one last thing of this. Auto fire, was it?
+1 difficulty, and it allows you to then spend 2 advantages to do additional hits.
Can that be targets in short range, or does that have to be the same like target or target group?
It has to be the same target group or target, basically. If it's a minion group, then you could hit multiple ones within the minion group, but in this case, like they are 2 different targets. So
advantage using auto fire is that it has a chance of hitting multiple targets or hit a single target multiple times.
oh, okay.
I think one of the like 2 weapon fighting might be that rule.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you can use it on multiple if you want. So it's +1 difficulty, and because of the 2 targets, if you're going to go for that, I'm going to say the base difficulty is the more difficult of the 2.
Yes,
so it'd be difficulty 2, so it'd become difficulty 3. So 3 purple, which is still not that difficult for the XP level you are at.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the maneuver of, gosh, what was it called? Heavy hitter? No, wait. Rain of fire, right? Oh, my goodness. All these pretty ones. Thank you so much. Take maneuver and just ignore the upgrade of the increase of the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. All right,
That's
so
beautiful.
2 purple, and you get to spend 2 advantages to get extra hits, basically.
I will strain for the 1 aim. I'll take that other boost. And should I be selfish? I think I'm good.
Don't forget the boost die you get from me.
Yeah, I got 1 for training and aim, and then 1 from you. I'm just pondering if I should use the light side points, but it's early.
Might as well.
Might as well? Sure.
I don't think it's worth it, but
It's superior
Oh, well.
pressure. It's
Oh my god.
wow.
That's a lot of advantage.
Okay, so you hit. What's the base damage?
with my talents, it should be 18.
18?
God,
What are you
the
using?
Do you have deadly accuracy?
The gun itself is 15. I got 3 +1s on it. It's one of those big ones, cumbersome like sticks.
I can feel that in Maryland.
All right,
Well, I'm just on
so
the other side of DC, you know.
So you have the space Gatling gun.
Yes.
you shoot the first one, and it becomes a smear at the Jedi's feet, and then the next bolt lances out like to the left of the Jedi, and hits the second one and sends it like staggering backwards. It tries to like jump away type thing, and then you got enough advantages to hit it a second time
Yeah, let's do it.
as it's in midair, and it just like you saw it jump, like everyone saw it jump, but you're not sure where it went.
Then there's a
It either got really good stealth roll, or it just got blown to like. I mean, yeah.
There's a moment of red mist and then it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Please feel free to take your roll
Hey,
initiative.
then you got your triumph.
Is it okay for me to recover some of my strain?
Actually, yeah, you could do that because you could have the second hit with two successes, and then you could have triggered it again with the triumph, and then recovered 3 strain with the last 3.
Which is all I had, so I'm happy.
Okay, so you're back to full. Yeah, so like the E-web basically just like, and there's no more porn scripts. I mean,
Oh, and E-Web wishes it was this good.
I turn and I look at Nifu as I've just had a hail of blaster fire explode around my face.
Oh,
Sometimes the Force acts in subtle and simple ways. Other times it acts as a hammer against an anvil.
and sometimes it does this.
I should name it the handle. Don't forget the 2 points of Pierce.
Oh, yeah, like that matters.
Oh my gosh. Real fast.
That's
Do
fantastic.
the cool check or whatever for recovering strain.
Yeah, cool or discipline, no difficulty to recover any strain you're down. If you're for those of you who are down it.
Because I've still yet to recover mine, so I'd like some back.
I would like to do the same.
Wow. Now I get the triumph.
Boom.
Wow,
I forgot. What does advantage do?
nothing on this roll.
Yeah, I didn't think it did.
For all that matter on this one.
Wow. So the triumph
And
won't
it's
give me
cool or
anything.
vigilance?
Yeah, it's cool or vigilance, or no, cool or discipline. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, well, then I need to reroll that because that is not my discipline. That was my vigilance. Hold on.
Oh, your discipline is probably silly, but how much strain do you even have?
3.
Okay.
I have 3. My discipline's pretty silly.
Yeah, no, I
It's
Not
still-
not.
It's still willpower.
Yeah, it's not quite that silly, but it. Okay, same thing. I'm good.
One less success, one extra advantage. Oh,
How do you have lower
Yeah.
discipline? What are you?
Because I had a choice between discipline or vigilance, and I wanted initiative.
Fair enough.
It happens.
I did the
Sometimes you
same
get down
thing.
to the nitty gritty and you just don't have enough points to go around.
Yep.
Plus, he's trying to illustrate an experienced Padawan, not a.
Yeah, the character is an experienced and jumpy, so vigilance made more sense than discipline.
Yeah, I've
All
made
right.
that call a couple times. Makes sense. 30 bases.
All right, so you guys are going along. You're now getting closer to the volcanoes, and a strange smell is emanating from them. It's not. I mean, like as you get close to volcanoes, you would expect to have that sulfur type smell because that's a common smell around volcanoes.
All right. Who had eggs?
But that's not what you're smelling. You're smelling something that smells of death up ahead.
Can I reach out with the force and like do a foresee for a second? Because I mean, this is a sudden shift in the area. There's Vorinskers here. The horrible, evil emperors.
Yeah, I'll let you roll.
Or
Foresee.
even just sense.
Yeah,
even
just
just
sense.
sense.
I think that's more appropriate here because
Okay.
you're trying to
Okay.
tell
I'm gonna
what
drop
is ahead,
Yep.
not like what will be there.
I'm gonna drop my committed die for a second to get the 2 4s. And no.
But at
No,
least you have the
no.
option of using them now.
No.
Not important
No.
enough. Gotcha.
Tempted, but that's what the dark side does.
Yep. It's a nice temptation, but that's all it's doing right now. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can definitely smell death up ahead, basically. And I mean, are y'all gonna just keep walking up, or are you gonna send someone up ahead to like stealthy, or I don't know if any of you are stealthy.
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure if the Empire didn't know we're here, the 7,000 blasts of an E-Web pistol and the screaming death throes of a Vorsker, probably somebody might potentially have noticed something. I'm just saying.
I mean, I got 1 rank in stealth along with my 3 agility, so I mean, I can try and stealth.
Are you
some
saying
stuff.
to shoot more?
Yes, always shoot more.
I think you would
I can aim it to the sky.
perhaps perhaps I should go out and serve the function that young Cinder just served, and you know, when I draw him out, then you can do what you did to those Vorskers, and use your hiding abilities to stay out of sight until the time is right.
Can I look around for a spot that might have both sight onto Valorum and cover for stealth?
Yeah, we could find like a clearing or something, maybe.
There's not really any good clearings until you like actually go onto the lava trails and the clearing up to the volcanoes themselves. Like right around here, you can't get a good clearing, but I mean you can find a spot where you can stay tracking them for as long as possible, basically, as these scouts goes to be the.
Would that keep me with foliage around?
Yeah.
Or is this too far up the lava drifts?
No. Y'all are still. You're probably about 100 yards away from the where the hill starts going up to where the foliage cuts down. But you can smell this smell, and then you can't tell for sure if it's coming from the volcano itself or if it's somewhere between you and there. So it's up to you guys how you want to approach that.
I can stay near this tree, and I'm gonna look up to see if there's like a nice spot to like perch. Well, hunter's raft. That might be a bit much.
Yeah. It's not so much that you can't find a spot for you to perch. It's that you're the heavy.
It's you and the gun. That's the problem.
And your pack. And I mean, it's just like
the tree doesn't need to stay up after the first shot.
Yes, but it does need to stay up long enough for you to get the first shot.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I believe I'd be able to take advantage of it though.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
So yeah, because that would keep me within long range of anything, right?
Good. Mine can reach extreme. That's all I need.
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to get clear shots at stuff out to medium anyway, so that's fine.
Okay.
Put them up in the trees at the edge of it where the lava flow starts, and I can walk out there and try to draw him to us.
Okay.
With that, I'm going to find a nice bush and add some foliage to my armor.
Okay.
I currently have a minor upgrade for the thing, so.
Gotcha. James, you doing anything weird there?
I am in my typical hang back and be worried position.
Gotcha.
I'll give you a look like you're welcome to come stand up here with me, but it's not like a look like you should come.
If you motion for that, I'll go with you.
Well, it's like an extra lightsaber. It's never bad in a lightsaber fight, but that's not like I'm going to be like, hey, 19-year-old kid, come fight the second galaxy with me real quick.
He would still go with you because his default mentality is to follow an older Force user. He's still got that Padawan hierarchy mindset. As soon as you make any intonation, he would go with you.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So that makes me feel a little bit more confident. I'm already pretty confident that I'm a prideful individual, but yeah, that's better. 2-on-1.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way out onto the lava field with the other two giving cover. As you make your way up a little bit towards the volcano, you guys are able to lay eyes on what it is that is giving off the smell pretty easily. It's out of sight of the two soldiers as they found their positions to kind of cover you guys, but you can see it up ahead. There is the corpse of what appears to be a rancor.
Oh my god.
Laying there, like it's been half eaten and like crawling on it like hyena style. You see a half dozen or more Vornskers like on the corpse, chewing on bits and pieces of it.
Have they noticed us?
Not obviously. They seem pretty happy with their meal right now.
I think I motioned to Rock and I go, I think we should fall back.
Fuck yes, sir. We are as quietly as possible. You damn right on that. No questions asked.
All right. As you guys start to fall back, everyone, all four of you, you don't even have to roll perception for this. You hear the sounds of an angry creature in the jungle nearby just roaring. This is not.
No.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, you hear that as you start to fall back.
Can we discern your direction or?
Yes, it is on the same side of the lava flow as you guys are, a little bit deeper into the jungle. So
how big is the lava flow?
Across, we're talking like 25, 30 yards. Basically, if you're on one edge, then you're at medium range to the other edge.
So I could jump it. If I make enough of a move roll, I could jump it.
Yeah, I'm not talking like active lava. I'm talking like Hawaii, where where it like would cool and whatnot. Like it's it's like that. It's killed all the vegetation because a lot of lava went through here, but it's like that cool obsidian field.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a
on
dry
day. It may be active lava, but right now it's just like a dead feeling.
Okay, I misunderstood. I was going to get the high ground and automatically win.
I think you're on the high ground.
All right. So, yeah, you can hear it's somewhere in the jungle behind you.
I assume we have personal comms.
Yeah, some of you have personal comms, some of you have the helmet comms.
Yeah, helmet.
I have a helmet.
I tap the comm in my helmet, and I look at, and I say, Nifu, it's hammer time.
I've already turned around, so
All right.
I'm waiting for something to burst down some trees. I'm concerned, or it's going to be worse and just taking the canopies.
So, a few moments later, as you guys like turn, spinning, trying to figure out what that sound was, you hear a second roar of similar volume that comes from the area of the volcano.
Ruh-roh. So there's at least two of them.
Yeah. And about this time is when you feel the earth tremble a little bit, Jurassic Park style. And as you guys are like backing off down the lava flow, all of a sudden you see those 6 Vornskers. They're charging down the lava flow towards you guys, and you see another Rancor chasing them.
So they're not charging at us; they're more running away.
Right. This is the moment where like I'm trying to remember which Jurassic Park it was when they like are getting like the people see the raptors running at them and they're all like, oh my god, and so they like duck and the raptors just jump over and just keep going, and then they realize that it was because the T-Rex is coming. Yeah, but it's a Rancor.
Fantastic.
What's
the silhouette on a Rancor?
The Rancor is
it 2 or 3?
I think it's like a 3 or a 4.
4 is like a starfighter, but that's about right though. I mean, that's pretty close.
They're pretty big.
I believe 3 counts as a small starfighter. 4 can be like the Hawk, the Falcon.
Silhouette 3 for the Rancor.
Okay, cool. I was about to grab my creature cards. Just double check.
This particular Rancor that you see charging down the lava flow is on the smallish side of 3.
Oh, well, that's comforting.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
they're still on the smaller end, right, guys?
We'll be fine. We got this, guys. We
Hey,
got this.
don't worry. Bigger silhouette should be easier to hit, right?
That's also true. But I think it also means less damage.
That means it's easier for him to crunch on me with his foot or mouth.
So if you were a Gundam, you would say it's crunch time? Oh.
He's crunchy.
All right, so you guys all have a choice at this point. Do you just try to hide, or do you roll initiative?
Hiding's an option, motherfucker. I'm hide.
I think I'm vigilance. I don't know about everyone else, but
I mean, you have the weapon with extreme range, homie. I have a lightsaber. It's the fucking.
well, hey, I only have long range, thank you. But this thing's at like what? Long range, medium range?
Yeah.
At the time that for the 2 Jedi as they're backing off, it's medium to them right now. For the other 2, it's like long. But
Okay, so we see this Rancor like charging down the hill at us, right? And all we've got is lightsabers, right?
yeah, I figure.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy. I turn and I charge at the Rancor.
Okay.
I stop and my mouth drops open. Turn around and I'm like,
As Rock suddenly has this moment where he goes, so this is either why the Jedi are extinct or why everyone was scared of them. I'm not sure which.
Okay, just to give you an idea of what my battle plan is, as a player, I'm going to try to run under its legs and kind of do a slide under its legs with my lightsaber, cut up, and then use the whole Nimon push the enemy away to push it up in the air so it's in the air and they can shoot it. That's my plan.
That's actually a pretty badass plan, I won't even lie. If it works.
All right, so Rock was getting ready to hide, but then he's stunned into silence as the other Jedi, or the Jedi charges the Rancor. So initiative, everyone.
Come on, Daddy needs some characters.
Oh yeah.
But you failed the one thing. You said your plan before you did it, so now we're going to suffer the narrative consequences.
are we rolling vigilance or cool?
Like, cool.
I'd say the soldiers have to roll vigilance because they don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's true. Y'all aren't seeing it right away. All right, but you guys all beat it in initiative, so you're good there.
Well, I use vigilance, so.
Yeah. So, James, I think you're up first because everyone else is wondering what the heck you're about to do. So,
I would really like to go first. So
Go for it.
You heard my plan.
Yep. So it would be maneuver to close, and then it would be to strain
I would
first.
assume maneuver to dive.
Yeah, to get underneath it, and then attack.
Okay, I'm gonna before I even roll, I'm spending a force point because I need this.
This is not one you want to mess up.
Yeah. Let me see what
I want to ask a question, but I shouldn't.
Well, also make sure you remember that if you use it here, you can't use it to change your move power into light size.
That is true.
That's a thing? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only use one destiny point per action and its
wow.
ramification. So, like, if you use one on the attack roll, and then you have something that says you can spend a destiny point to do X with the action, then
just remind you in case you want to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I'm gonna heed Archie's advice and hold on to spending the destiny point.
Fair enough. It does not have melee defense, so it's
fantastic.
Difficulty 2, and I can't remember how silhouette actually affects.
It actually, I think it gives you boost dice.
It might be that. I
thought it lowered the difficulty.
It lowers the difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Even better.
So it's pretty much like the definition of hitting the broadside of a barn.
Straight roll then with no penalty dice on it. So I'll take that.
You can get it below. Yeah, it has.
I think it has a minimum of 1 though.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I think, but we'll roll with that and we'll figure out what the actual rules are down the road because it's
3 advantage. Now hold on. I got some of those nifty Nemon disciple abilities. That's
I think that one only works on Mystic.
No, the Mon disciples have this 3 advantage. Force assault. Spend 1 triumph or 3 advantage on a missed lightsaber willpower roll to immediately perform a move action as a maneuver.
Nice. Boom. So he swings and it just hits all air, and he's like, fine, whatever.
Exactly. And I'm going to spend a destiny point on that force roll.
Okay.
And that gives me an extra force die, correct?
I've never had anyone.
Wow.
I've never had anyone spend a destiny point on a force roll before. So,
what I'm going to say is because you're affecting another living creature, it's going to be kind of like the discipline versus like you're going to roll discipline as part of the force roll, and so it'll upgrade your discipline.
Oh, fantastic! I'll take that.
Its difficulty would be 3 purple because it has 3 willpower.
So damn big. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1. And I get 1 upgrade to my discipline?
Yeah, because of the destiny point. And so on the roll, you need to hit with the skill portion, and then you got to have enough pips to trigger whatever horsepower you're using.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to roll it all as 1 pool.
Yep.
Just the force, because just to save rolls.
Now, hypothetically,
oh man,
nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think you even left off a green die.
Fuck yeah, dude. Good job.
Oh, and you also left off the 3 purple.
Oh, hold on. We'll add those in. That's fine.
So purple or green and 3 purple. So
okay.
Still got a success. So you chunk it.
And I got 1 threat, which means I'm laying on my back around a bunch of Vorshner.
We'll just. Simple thing. The mechanics is you suffer a strain, but basically like. As you go for the sliding thing, you trip over and you scrape a leg on some of the obsidian shards, that kind of thing. Not enough to wound, but it's one of those road rash things where it stings like hell, but that's about it.
Alrighty.
And so 1 success, and then you got 4 pips. So the basic power requires 1, and then you've got 2 strength upgrades. So that's 2, 3. Yeah, so you got enough pips. So, and so you've got enough pips, and you still have 1 pip left. Do you have a range upgrade as well?
I do.
Okay, so
Right,
not
so
only do you throw the thing into the air,
I throw it towards them.
Yeah, you chunk it medium range, not short range.
Right.
So rather than this Rancor just bouncing 10 feet into the air, which isn't even as tall as it is, like he chunks this thing like 30, 40 feet in the air. So you guys see this Rancor just bop up into the air, and it makes like this surprised, whirling, like anger, fear, and like what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what just happened. And actually, now that I think about it, that strain, you're still taking the strain, but it is not from just scraping your leg on the obsidian. It's the bowels of this Rancor just like empty, and you like roll dodging basically away from it and bang yourself.
I imagine him kind of he kind of tucks and rolls and comes up, and he's got road rash on his face, and he's holding a lightsaber, looking all cool, and the wind flows out behind him as the Rancor goes shooting up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So next up in initiative,
I guess that would have been me. I think it was.
or
was it?
Species is whichever species decides.
Did not sign up for flying Rancors. Correct.
This is the perfect time period to throw out that very Robin, like holy flying Rancors, Batman. Especially from our perspective, we don't know.
Yeah, y'all are part of the way you don't know what just happened. You just see this Rancor launch, and you're like,
Target practice?
After you.
That's how we did it during the Clone Wars.
So clearly, this is the Empire's new super weapon. It's going to siege cities by launching Rancors at them.
That's actually kind of scary.
If you're in that city, yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So Daro's gonna aim at the flying.
Okay.
Flying Rancor.
It will be medium range to you at this point. It was long, and with his chunk, he'll throw it up and towards you guys to where you.
Okay. Any range defense?
Nope.
Sweet.
It doesn't have anywhere to dodge to. It's coming out.
Right.
I mean, it could have been like flick at the bolt. I don't even know. I'm just gonna shoot it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's see. That's 1 crit, 2 crit, 3 crit, plus the extra advantage that I can't add for no apparent reason. That's what, 4 crits?
4 crits.
Yeah.
If you've got 1 extra advantage on top of that, that's 4 crits.
Yeah, it's 4 crits. The base damage being whatever that is plus 11. So I think like
so
17
damage with 4 crits.
on top of the 5 vicious. That's plus 90 to whatever I roll.
Oh my god.
We had a good plan of like using us as bait because these guys are tearing the shit up.
It's dead.
Plus 9. Yeah. So the Rancor goes flying into the air, and then suddenly that roar of fear, wonder, and rage gets cut short as its face disappears to a disruptor beam. All right.
Oh, that was beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together.
No joke, man.
Perfect.
Man.
I bet Rock's a little bit impressed by Padawan Scaredy Pants now.
And now he determined which of the two it is. That is why the Jedi are extinct and why people were terrified of them.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Again, I said both.
Yeah.
Yep. Holy shit, I can't believe that worked.
I can't believe we got that much crit. Oh my god.
That's beautiful. What was your total? I'm just curious now.
157.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's instant death.
That's instant death, yep.
Its tiny little Rancor head flailing. You find the weak spot right near its neck.
It's not about a weak spot. He's using a disruptor. It just vaporizes the.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Because the disruptors were outlawed for a reason.
Yeah. Somewhere tears fall down a Gamorrean's face.
I imagine he hits it. The head is like atomized, and it lands on like a Vorshar with a weird crunch.
Oh yeah, a couple of the Vorsters get bombed by the Rancor.
And they don't care about us because they have food.
Well, there's still the other roar, but not that that's terrifying at the moment.
Oh yeah, well we have Gregory, so he hadn't even shot yet.
Maybe we can pretend it was the same Rancor. It was just very fast. It flies for all we know.
Obviously.
Oh, that was
All right.
beautiful.
Teamwork.
Yeah, that really was, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
So, damn. As you guys, the sudden cry of panic and death does actually drive away the other Rancor, though, because it doesn't know what just happened to its buddy. But that's one of those. That's not a sound that he's supposed to make. I mean, you can imagine.
I imagine the Rancor just comes out of the trees, sees his buddy hit the ground with no head, and just goes, "Nope." Turns around, like says it in basic, just goes, "Nope." Here's a bell. It just walks off.
So you guys have successfully killed a Rancor, scared another one away, and ran off. The pack of Born Screws have gone running.
I haven't even turned on the
As
lightsaber yet. This is awesome.
As it comes to a close, I shut my lightsaber down, still holding it in my hand, and I walk up to Rock and in utmost sincerity look at him and go, Did I do well?
So, yes, I can't say you did not. That was incredible.
Thank you.
I would usually advise caution, but obviously that would have been a mistake.
My master once told me I am overly cautious.
Well, perhaps you have overcome one of your weaknesses.
Let us hope.
Either that or your master was terrifying.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm thinking. Like, who is this guy's master?
All right.
Oh, but legitimately, overcomes. I'm going to inquire. What was that?
I used the Force.
One of those.
Or actually, I would say the Force was with us.
Good.
Over the comms, Dar is just gonna like do one of those almost cowboy yeehaw things after shooting in his head like that.
That's not how you play the sniper.
He's not a sniper.
He's not a sniper. He's a medic. He's just a soldier medic who just apparently can snipe really well.
Everyone, roll me a perception check, and this one's going to be rather difficult. Difficulty 2 red and 2 purple.
I don't care if I die at this point. That was worse than ever.
I'm okay saying whoever has the highest perception might want to use the destiny points.
I am inclined to agree.
I'm definitely inclined to agree.
Who is that? I have a yellow and a green.
I have
It's
2
not
yellow.
me.
Well,
So give me a green.
Yellow and green.
So
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take it if no one objects.
go for it,
Go
man.
for it.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all yours.
I just wish I had upgrades to ignore things. Or, better stuff. Darn it! So close.
Wow.
So we've got multiple triumphs, huh? And no successes.
Not me.
We're all too hyped and distracted by the epicness of what just happened.
Did you see that shit? Did you see that?
So the best part about this is that the guy who had approached the, we got James who approached, not James, Cinder who approached Brock and was asking for, basically seeking approval on the way that went down. While you're seeking that approval, Rock and Nifu, you both realize that something has got the drop on Darrow. And Darrow, since you're the one who just blew the Rancor out of the air, I'm going to say that since you rolled 3 threats, that you're the one who gets approached.
Lovely.
As you're sitting there, like you're doing like the cheer thing, and all of a sudden, right by your ear, because the Cayuse, if I remember right, they've got like the furry head, right? Like the either way, right by your ear, close enough that you can feel the warmth of this. A lightsaber blade comes out and it ends about this far out in front of your face, like right beside to where basically close enough that they could have taken the top of your head off if they had chosen.
Like when Kylo Ren holds it up to the side of Rey's head, like that close.
That kind of close.
Yeah, his excitement all just instantly drains.
And the best part, like the part where that response is really appropriate, is the fact that it's not just any lightsaber; it's a red lightsaber.
Of course
it is. Yeah, no, he's just gonna go dead silent all of a sudden.
And the two of you that rolled triumph, you don't notice like the approach of this individual, but with the triumphs, you will both notice immediately like the side of that red beam gives a slight glow on Daro's location, and it like attracts your attention like a magnet. And,
on 3 failure but 1 advantage, can I say I just hear the lightsaber ignite?
Yeah, you hear a lightsaber.
I don't necessarily see it. Yeah,
you hear a lightsaber somewhere ignite. Or actually, it's more of a, you had yours on, like, as you de-ignite yours, you still hear the hum. And you're like, that's not right.
I'm on the other side of the Rancor corpse, like, what was that?
What do you do, Daro, or what do the rest of you do? What happens?
I think Daro should say what he does first.
So Daro's just gonna keep looking ahead, not trying to turn back or anything, just be like, may I help you?
The lights, in response to that question, the lightsaber blade gives a slight dip twice, and you feel a slight tug on the weapon in your hands, like as something pulls it down. Not with enough force to actually force you to drop it, but like the lightsaber indication along with it may basically indicate what they're wanting.
Yeah, Dara's gonna set it down next to him.
Okay. The entire time you lean over to like set the weapon down rather than just drop it, the blade stays in your peripheral vision at least, and close enough to you that there's no chance for you to do anything crazy with about it. All right. The others of you.
Yeah, I'll look at Cinder, because he hasn't noticed, or he just heard the sound. Or whatever.
I think
blocked by the Rancor. Yeah, and I'll say there's danger, and I'm gonna immediately run to where the red blade is, right at it.
Okay.
As fast as possible.
Sender is going to since he's pointed it out, can I look and see what's happened?
From the angle you two are approaching from, and even for Nifu, you guys can all see the red blade easily, but because the soldiers were in stealthy locations, you see the blade and you can see Daro, but you cannot see the wielder of the blade. Like you can see that, you can tell like the silhouette is there, but that's about it.
Okay. I have a plan.
Okay.
Because I try to always have a plan. Not necessarily that it works, but I try.
How would you have a plan for this situation?
Right?
I'm inclined to fucking listen. That's what I'm saying.
Sith Lords are my speciality. I turn and you know how kind of like Jedi do that thing where they just kind of like do that walking into the wind, I'm a badass Clint Eastwood type walk?
Right.
I come walking down the lava flow, having just kicked this Rancor's ass. Blood trickle from where I got road rash on my face still there, lightsaber in hand. And I call out, I said, I am Sender Dro Khan, apprenticed to a murdered master, and I call you out. You claim to have slain the last of the Jedi, but one remains. Coward. Will you leave your work unfinished? And I go, pew!
And then you hear, you all can kind of see this, but you hear a voice, a woman's voice. Based on the tenor, you would guess middle-age-ish, but that's a really wide guess. But she responds, "There's no way you're Cinder. You're much too young.
Carbonite will make one young." And the important thing is she's now looking, or at least focusing on me. So hopefully the soldiers can...
Is anyone else continuing to approach, or are you doing anything Daro. I mean, the lightsaber's still right there at your
Yeah,
cheek.
he's gonna be patient.
I would be tempted to approach, but I need to know about this train for just a moment.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get her attention off you guys.
Yeah, I'm just one step behind Cinder.
I cannot see this figure, but I do see the lightsaber.
You see the lightsaber. Basically, she's positioned herself in such a way that Daro, combined with the trees and the foliage, are obscuring her from you. And that, combined with the fact that there is a glowing object between the two of you.
Is there hypothetically, can I travel medium distance to get a better view?
Yeah, you can move. I mean, like, if you want to try to circle around or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. You can move around. That would take you deeper into the foliage, like into the tree line and whatnot, to try to circle around and get behind or to the side to get a better view.
Well, as a Kaiser or whatever my species is, we have the dense muscular feature, which allows me to let me make sure I get this right. Once around as a maneuver, suffer 3 strain to leap horizontally, or vertically to any location within medium range.
Oh, nice.
Okay. If you want to go for that, it's not a stealthy option by any means, but you can do that. How close to her do you want to wind up?
I'm okay keeping some distance from her. So anywhere where I can get a good view from short to extreme distance.
Well, you can only potentially get a view being medium range because of the terrain, like once you're in the tree line. But realistically, from where you're at to get a view, you're probably going to be short range at the furthest, just because you're having to jump to a location that you can see her from. And when you make the jump, like, you're breaking through tree branches and stuff, like just full on.
You know what?
Through the trees.
I'll just do the jump to stay at some decent distance and slowly get up. So whatever this jump is, it might be like, she might hear branches break, so the local prey might be going through the trees or whatever.
Okay.
That was the Rancor just running through here after all.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that as a maneuver and then change my action to another maneuver of attempting to calmly get into a better view. Like creeping along some of the branches and finding a good nesting spot, hopefully nuzzling myself up against a tree.
Gotcha.
Can I take an action against this?
Yeah, I'm giving you each an opportunity to do something before.
I want to try to reach out with her, or reach out with the Force. Are you done, Greg? I'm sorry, dog. I saw you drink a drink. I thought that was the signal you were done.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. My bad. Yeah, I want to just reach out and try to fuel them with the Force and use influence on them.
That's a good question now. Let's see here.
I'm gonna die. Well, I'm hoping if we can keep it to your head and not against your head, we can get you out of here alive.
Right.
That's all I want. I just don't want you to die, Chris. That's all.
All right.
I do enjoy living.
I mean, I just told the female murderous Sith that she sucks at her job, so I'm hoping
that she doesn't get pissed off and chop off my head in retaliation. I am too.
Well, I'm hoping by making that threat, she'll come and try to chop my head off. I'm not hoping that, but that's kind of the plan.
We gotta work on your planning, buddy.
Hey, my last one worked out perfectly.
I'm gonna wait on that. Because I mean, there is something I want to do, but I'm not sure if it really falls in line with the plans of the team. So I don't want to fuck that up yet. So I'm gonna I'll do that. But I'll because you turned on your lightsaber, right, Cinder?
Yep. He's like out in the open, like, he's trying to get her to pay attention to him.
Yeah, well, as
much as humanly possible.
As a boost or whatever to you, I'm going to turn on my lightsaber behind you. So my light Viridian blade comes out behind you. It almost looks white, tinted green, like my robes.
Okay.
Oh, cool. You don't by chance have battle meditation, do you? Because that would be really nice.
Oh, damn.
That would be great for me right now.
You could ask. No, I don't have that. We don't fight, man. I'm a talker.
I know.
She,
I know.
at this point, seeing a second blade ignite, and one of you's got the classic blue and the other one a shade of green, so you definitely look the part of a pair of Jedi, and you look the part of a knight, or a Padawan and a master because of the age discrepancy.
And I'm wearing like Clone Wars era Jedi classic battle armor. So
my armor looks Jedi-ish. It's definitely armor, but it looks also a lot like Jiaoshe armor if you played KOTOR. Like I'm wearing shit like that.
Are you guys both
that armor is awesome.
doing armored robes?
yeah, I'm rocking armor robes.
All right.
At this point, Daro, you feel something pressed to the small of your back. It feels something akin to a blaster pistol port, basically. And she whispers quietly to you, step forward into the clearing.
My comms have been on, by the way, still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with it on, the others can hear that as well. So
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so he'll get up and just listen for now. I'd say he's smiling with just a calm, little fun smile, but no one can see because he has a helmet on.
You do step into the clearing, though?
Yeah.
Okay. When he steps in the clearing, she follows, and still you feel that pressure at the small of your back still the entire time, and the other blade is at the peripheral of your left side of vision. She's standing behind him, basically, on his left side. Her right hand is pressed towards the small of his back. Her left hand is holding her blade out in front of him. And this is the look of the individual that you see. And her attire looks like that, although it's got like dust and stuff like that on it from the terrain.
Okay.
So she steps out and go ahead and make me a vigilance check, James.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
This will be difficulty 2 with 2 setbacks.
Difficulty 2 with 2 setbacks. You got it, boss.
I believe in you.
The force is with you. Keep it with you.
You said 2 difficulty, 2 setbacks?
Yeah. And I'm saying it's vigilance because this is noticing something quickly in a tense situation, which I think is more vigilance than perception.
5 successes. No anything bad. 5 successes.
You recognize her.
Who is she?
She, when you knew her, she was a Padawan during the Clone Wars. Her name is Seraph Helios. She was, from reputation, you know that she practices the Arturo Striker style of lightsaber forms. Mm-hmm. And she is almost the same age as you, like almost to the point where I would say you guys may have known each other, like actually in the temple, like when y'all were training with lightsabers, since you're both form specialization people primarily. So, but the last you had heard, she had been granted her knighthood and was assisting in the command in insert sector here, basically at the tail end of the Clone Wars.
What range band am I at with her?
She moves up to short range.
Okay, so we're okay.
You and the Jedi and the Sith are at short range to each other.
Okay, I'm going to use draw closer. Make a lightsaber willpower combat check against one silhouette, one target within medium range, adding force dice no greater than your force rating. Spend force points to move target one range band closer per success on the check. I'm going to yank her away from Daro.
Okay. Are you actually wanting to hit her with your lightsaber, or are you just using this as a means to get her away from Daro?
No, I'm not going to hit her. Instead of trying to hit her, I'm going to attempt to use some dejim to successfully disarm her.
Okay.
It's another talent. Basically, it's a combination of two. Basically, I want to go yank, and then she doesn't have a lightsaber. All
right, and it's a lightsaber check, so that means this would be difficulty of 2 red and a purple because she has adversary 3.
Okay.
Oh boy.
and 1 setback from her robed, like the defense.
Okay. And let me just double check something. Okay, and I can add my force to that based on the power reading. So, ooh. So I succeed. I'm not going to call. I'm actually going to have to call upon the dark side to do it.
Okay.
Do it.
So I'm going to do it. I'll take the conflict.
And then the 2 strain, and you can use 2 of the advantage to recover the strain immediately because of how you.
Well, can I spend?
Almost
Can I spend the two advantage? Make us spend 2 advantage on a successful lightsaber check to disarm an opponent.
Okay.
Because that's what that was.
All right. So you yank her, like you pull her, and when you do, let's see here. Daro, make a cool check for me.
Oh god. Hopefully this is my better of the 2.
This will be 2 purple and a setback.
Oh, jeez. I'm screwed probably on this thing.
I'm sorry I spent the last force point. Sorry.
You know, I technically don't fail.
Well, you didn't succeed, so you failed.
Yeah.
But you got good enough that I was mostly looking to see if you get threats or despair there or something like that. Because basically, like you got someone that's got a lightsaber to the side of your head that's ignited that just gets a full force grip away.
Yeah, I was a little...
And it's not so much about whether or not it hits you because he's got enough force control. It's whether or not you panic and cause it to mess up.
That's what I was worried about.
Because that would definitely qualify as a panic-oriented situation in my mind.
With the
So
advantage...
you keep it cool. She comes jerking across the space towards you relatively easily because you got plenty of pips for that. And the lightsaber that she has ignited and out goes flying from her hand a short distance away from as you slash out and hit the ignited blade when she wasn't expecting it. She loses her grip. At this point, you realize that in her other hand is another lightsaber hilt, though.
Figured that was. And when the lightsaber goes away, I said, "You always were undisciplined and eager for power."
To which she responds, "You know nothing of what has happened to the galaxy." And she ignites the other lightsaber blade.
Guys, shoot her in the back.
When she does, the other lightsaber blade is a brilliant gold shade.
Ooh.
Nice.
Not just like yellow, but like golden.
Gold. Yeah.
Really?
How far is Dara from his...
Fucking sweet.
You know?
How far is what?
Dara from his disruptor, since they had to walk out into the clearing.
You walked, you're short range away from your weapon.
Awesome.
And whenever you say that and she responds, she ignites the second blade. So Daru, you're heading for your disruptor.
Yeah, he's like gonna dive for it and everything. Like,
Okay. Nifo, what are you gonna do?
So just the one antagonist, correct?
What?
Oh, I must have had a moment where I was mixing up who this person was behind at one point or another.
She was behind Dara, but she's now out in the open, relatively.
Okay.
She has just had her red lightsaber knocked out of her hand by James's character, but she has a second lightsaber that is a golden color in her hand. But she is not attacked yet, so
I'm going to keep to my cover and focus in on a nice, comfy aim.
okay.
Assuming we're not going to full round initiatives at the moment.
Not yet. I'm finding out what everyone does
Right.
here. Rock, you're up. What are you going to do in this moment?
Well, it's time. He's used his force powers on her. I'm going to do the same. And since he seems to be taking the lead, I'm going to deactivate my committed die so I can get at her hard and try to envelop her in the force and influence her in some way.
Okay. So.
Oh, nice.
Now, what do I want to do to her is the question.
Well, light side pips
Calm.
give positive emotions of some kind.
Oh, dude, you could make her feel remorse for having abandoned the Jedi Order, since I'm all like, you suck as a Jedi.
I would.
Well, that's true. That might be
dark.
positive.
That's true. You could inflame her sense of loyalty if you wanted to, but that could backfire because you don't know necessarily where her loyalties are at the moment. Peace is obviously an easy choice, like just a calming sensation.
So you know what, dude? I actually want to use the dark side pip. Can I do that without a?
We don't. There's no destiny points to flip at the moment.
Well, then forget that. I'm going to use the pips to read her surface thoughts.
Okay. Her surface thoughts, right at this moment, the surface thoughts that you pick up on are, I have never betrayed the Order. Peace is not a lie. But like the tone in her mind is that peace very well might be a lie at this very moment.
Yeah, damn. Okay, yeah, that's some. Because I mean, I know the Jedi code. I'm a sage. I study stuff, but like, I don't follow that shit. I'm like,
right.
Girl, get it twisted, man. Okay, it didn't quite go as planned, but it was something. That's straight.
But that's the thoughts you pick up on at the moment.
Ooh, yeah, no.
So her turn. She pulls the lightsaber that she has left into a double-handed grip in front of her in like a defensive, like the parry style, even though she's not a Makashi duelist or Sorcerer Guardian. She's
basic forms, yeah.
Yeah, she's just pulling into the defensive stance, and she looks at you and she says, you have no idea what darkness has swallowed the galaxy.
It doesn't matter. As long as one star still burns, there is light. Join us, and there can be two.
She when you say that, she narrows her eyes,
and he says it with the utmost. Like, I mean, he's sincere. He hasn't attacked her. He really hasn't. He's trying to distract her to draw her.
She narrows her eyes at that statement, though, and he says, "This is another test." Okay, she kind of rolls her shoulders at that.
I turn my lightsaber off and I hang it at my hip. If this is a test, then I will live or die by your failure or passing.
I'm fully prepared to interject my blade and protect you. Give me a
Thank you.
Has Daro made it to his disruptor?
Yeah, you've made it to your disruptor.
Cool.
Yes.
Can I take an aim as well, real fast?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like both soldiers are back there, just like waiting. James may not make it out of this, but neither is she. With all three of you ready to like just unload, basically. At which point, like as you're talking, the two that are aiming, and James, you probably won't pick up on this immediately because you're focused on her.
I'm looking her straight in the eye. I'm not.
Right. The other three of you would all notice that the other lightsaber, like, kind of does a little bit of spin on the ground and then comes flying back to her hand.
Expected that.
Can I actually try?
For the two Jedi, both of you realize that you do not sense her in the Force at all. Like, at all. She's not present. Like, she's standing right in front of you using the Force.
She's not present in it.
But she's not present in it at all.
Is that like some type of KOTOR 2 type thing, where it's like a hole in the Force type feeling?
Oh God.
No, it's not a hole. It's just like it's not like empty space. It's like you just don't sense her. Like you can It's kind of like if you close your eyes and you can hear someone talking to you and you can't see them. Yeah, but you know they're there because you can hear them.
That's how I would imagine it would be if you were looking at Palpatine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or similar to how like the Jedi reacted to the Yizon Vong in those terrible novels. I'm standing there waiting, and if you want me to make a diplomacy or a coercion or anything like that to try to like, but he's totally. I'm a Naman. This is what we do.
Make whichever social role you want. coercion, negotiation, charm, any of them could apply. Just whatever one you're using colors what it is you're trying to say in the potential reactions.
Can I?
I'm going to use
what
assistance because I have all those skills too. With my presence and my.
As long as he chooses one that you buy into the strategy of, I'm fine with there being a boost for
yes,
this.
I'm using negotiation.
Okay. So you're gonna try to talk her down.
Yes, do this. I got you on that, buddy. That's what's up.
All right. So you'll get a boost die from Archie.
Yes.
And then the negotiation will be opposed by. Normally, it's opposed negotiation because, like, as people argue back and forth in a negotiation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but she's not actually arguing back with you very much.
I can see her being like disciplined by.
It's going to be disciplined because she's trying to like. It's not even so much that she's sticking to a particular point of view. You can actually see turmoil on her face as she's trying to sort through what you're saying and what she's been through. So it'll be 1 red and 2 purple.
1 red and 2 purple? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hope this goes well.
You know,
one success.
That's better than not.
All right, so as y'all are going through the negotiations, you go through some things, and like it gets to the point where you actually end up like re-quoting the Jedi code to her, and what she like when you say a line or whatever, you hear her.
You can see her mouth move, but she doesn't say it. The next line, like there is no serenity, or there is no or whatever. There is no knowledge. There is,
No, like when you say the first line of the Jedi code, she responds with "Peace is not a lie. Passion is weakness." And
I've never heard that before, have I?
Right. No, you have not heard that. And then when you say the second line, she says, "Passion gives him strength."
Who?
And then the third line, like when you say the knowledge is power, I think it is the third line.
There is no ignorance. There is ignorance yet knowledge. Where there is no ignorance, there's only knowledge, depending on which version.
She says his strength is his power. The fourth line, his power will be my victory. And then the last line, she says, my victory will free the galaxy.
Is this the code of the Order's hand?
It is not. As far
I say that to her. I say it to her out loud. Is this the code of the Order's hand?
As soon as you say his name, she takes a step back and ignites the red lightsaber, and like goes into full on like Atara, like ready to act type stance. He says, "You do work for him."
No, I don't.
Yeah, at that point, I'll speak up and I'll say, "We're here to interrogate and kill him."
No, we are not.
He's not here.
We are here. Seen him. I have sensed him.
No, I would know when. I know when he comes. He visits, but he is not here.
So you speak with him regularly?
More than I would like.
You are an unwilling disciple of him?
I am not his disciple. He wishes me to be his apprentice.
But you do not.
Can I overhear at least half of this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not being quiet about it. I'm not being quiet about it.
Neither is she, really.
Do you want to ask about the weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
eventually,
if he doesn't go there. Like,
I'm trying not to seem like I'm pumping her for information.
I'm gonna pump her if you don't. Like, what's up?
Whoa! This is being broadcast now.
So what was the? I forgot what the last question was.
She said, I'm not his disciple, but he wants me to be.
He wants me to be his apprentice.
Apprentice, yeah. And what do you want to be?
I want to be free.
Come with us. That's what we are. We're freedom fighters.
She says,
would you rather live with...
She says that she takes a slow breath when you say freedom fighters, and she says, I believe that his goal is to bring peace to the galaxy.
Through genocide.
No. Through a single murder. And he wants me to help.
Who? The Emperor?
Palpatine, yes.
I just thought of it something. Do I have to roll to figure it out? Like, she's the weapon we're here to get her.
I'm perfectly fine with you jumping to that conclusion.
I was wondering about. Sender's not that smart. He wouldn't figure that out. He's like back in the old days right now.
Yeah.
I look at her and say, murder begets murder. Palpatine doesn't deserve justice. But you know as well as I do, cutting someone down in cold blood for power. And he wants power, and when he gets it, side.
I'm going to step in. I'm going to say, wait, Cinder, wait. I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm going to say,
okay.
If this is true, if what you say is true, you have the same goal as us. We don't need to. I'm going to turn off my lightsaber at that point. Say, we don't have to fight. I'll hang it on my belt, and I'll say, we both seek the death of the same person. Let us talk.
And at this point, spending a destiny point, you all hear another roar in the distance.
Perhaps we should talk somewhere else.
Everyone look up.
And this does not sound like the Rancor. And whenever it happens, she was like focused on you guys, and as soon as that roar happens, you see her head just snap in the direction of the roar. She says it's time to move. And she, like, both of her lightsabers go to her belt, deignited, and she says, follow me. And she takes off towards the volcanoes up the lava trail.
I'm motioning to the guys I know are in cover and are watching us, and I'm like, let's go. And we follow her. Or I follow her. I don't know.
Does anyone not follow?
My first question is, this is the same encounter, correct?
Yeah, this is still an extended encounter.
Okay, I will race along with until
you were gonna jump out, weren't you?
I was tempted to, but the strain cost is bad.
It's something that's one of those things that it's real. You can't really afford to use it for just for cool factor. You got to use it for tactical repositioning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know where she's running. She might pass my way, so I'm just gonna.
No, she's headed kind of away from you at this point because she's heading up towards the volcanoes.
Okay.
Okay.
She leads you guys to the volcanoes, and as you guys are moving that way, all of you have to at least jog. Some of you with the lower athletics are probably running as fast as you can to keep up. And as you get close to the volcanoes, you hear the roar again. And this time it like goes on for a good 10 or 15 seconds, whatever it is that's roaring. Just like mad, like anger type roar.
Can I
like some crazy like crate dragon or something?
Oh god.
Yeah, it's completely terrifying. But I'm gonna like try to. I mean, that's what Archie's saying. I'm gonna try. It might be terrifying for Rock as well. Can I, while we're running and I'm like with this girl and presumably she's slightly distracted, can I try to reach out with the Force and sense her and try to tell like how fallen she is? Is there any? I don't know how that works. But what I'm trying to figure out is like, is she committed like to the dark side or not? Like with her sort of allegiance to the Emperor's hand or whatever.
Order's hand.
Yeah.
She go ahead and roll a force rating. You can feel like dark emotions from her, but you do not think she is actually fallen. Like you don't think she's actually fallen, which may be why she's still on the planet.
Yeah, okay. I'm like now I'm thinking I need to take both these kids to the masters, so they're both really really strong potential candidates for the Kashyyk.
This kid's got Jedi Knight written all over him. That's his goal. Jedi Knight.
Well, that's true, man. You were a little quick to start throwing shit around. But then you talk this girl down like a boss, and that's what we do. I'm like, that was hella impressive.
All right.
I don't want to kill anybody who's not 10 feet tall and roaring at my friends.
Straight up, man.
All right.
Notice that sages can get 2 points in force rating. That's heap nasty.
Yeah. Sages, mystics, and hermits are the 3 that can do that. As you guys are running along, you see a larger than normal Vornsker come out of the tree line. This one is different than the others in that it is albino.
Okay.
And it does not attack anyone. It just comes, and it actually comes to start running alongside Seraph.
And this isn't what's making.
No. This is just like all the others were like German Shepherd size. This one is like Mastiff size, like bigger than average. But it's albino. It's like stark white with slight gray trim and whatnot. And it busts out of the tree line, comes and runs alongside her as she leads you to the volcanoes. And eventually she leads you to a gap between a couple of rocks. And she ducks through without any difficulty. The Vornsker follows her in. And you guys can follow if you would like.
Because,
Is the loud shouting or roaring still following as well?
Well, it's loud and it's close enough that it's loud. You don't know if it's following you or not.
Did we get some elevation from this trek?
Yeah, a little bit.
Can I look back into any of the surrounding areas to see if there's signs of something disconcerting?
Yes, you can, and it's not hard to see. In Jurassic World when they watched the tree line and like where the super monster was going, and the trees are just like shaking all along type thing. Okay. Yeah, that you see that over that way.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let at least one of the Jedi wannabes go through the crevice, and then I'll follow.
Okay.
I guess Daro going last.
I'm a Jedi wannabe. He's not wrong.
It's
pretty accurate.
When you enter the
you're not wrong.
the gap in the rocks is such that those of you in the heavier armors have a little bit of difficulty getting through, clanking up against the sides and squeezing and scratching a little bit. But eventually, after about 10 feet of this narrow passageway, it opens up into, and the passageway just slopes down a little bit, and you open up into a space where it's a large room, like 20 by 30-ish, and the walls are smooth like obsidian. In the room, you see a pallet made out of like leaves and such over on one side. You see a small carrying case like right next to it that's closed and sealed at the moment. Near it, along the wall, opposite the carrying case, there's a second pallet that looks to be made out of bark and twigs and whatnot. And already the white Vornsker has made his way to that particular pallet and is kind of doing the whole circle thing and settling down.
This is basically her house.
Yeah, she's brought you home. You see a fusion lantern set up kind of in the middle as a fire pit type thing, with a handful of energy cells nearby. There's a pile that has space that has a pile of food like berries and nuts and that kind of stuff. A few dried fish, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. And she kind of moves to have a seat as she catches her breath and waits for you all to get in and catch your breath as well.
Does she still seem undetectable in the Force?
Not at this point. You can actually sense her, as you get in and try to sense her again, you feel like you can feel the life energy as she's just like breathing and thinking and that kind of thing, like just the general. But you didn't sense it before when you were looking right at her.
So what was that?
She says, that is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what to call it.
Describe it, please.
Well, you saw the Rancors.
Did you see the one that went about 30 feet up in the air?
Yeah, that's what that and the loud blaster fire is what caught my attention.
Yeah, that was us.
She nods a bit. Yeah. The creature that's out there is the apex predator on this world.
Oh.
It hunts the Rancors.
We're on this planet now.
No. Nifu is the apex. Nifu and Daru are the apex predators on this planet now.
She just kind of, okay, whatever.
No, trust me. Seriously. Come with us. You don't have to serve him. You can make your own fate.
And what if Destiny has written that this should be my fate?
One's destiny can only be presented. It only becomes bound into stone if you accept it. You can choose to make your own destiny.
But would that not be selfish?
Please.
No. Versus being the lackey to being the fall guy to a galactic tyrant. You realize he wants you to kill the Emperor so that you can take the fall, he can take the power, and then you become the villain.
Right, that's exactly right, Cinder. I'm going to step in now. Now, instead of like having to
go,
her,
yep, I let it. It's like the handoff. Here you go.
And because I was trying to convince her, but like she's easily convincible. Like you're the one I have to convince now. So I turn to you, Cinder, and I say, "That's right. If she's able to accomplish this," and I give her a look that says, "I'm not sure that she can, but like we're going to get to that in a second." If she can accomplish what she says, and we can handle the Order's hand, and I say it with like the utmost confidence and assurance, and my pride is really welling up now because I see a path to victory for the rebellion. And it's we only have Hail Marys at this point. Like we're fucked if we don't do it this way. We're done. So like yeah, and I'd say if we work together, we can accomplish this. We can see the goals of the Alliance to fruition, and we can free the galaxy from the tyranny of those who would oppress it.
What was her real name again?
Seraph Kellos.
Seraph. I wanted to say Seraph, and I knew that wasn't it. I'm going to say Seraph. You and I both fought in the Clone Wars, did we not?
More than I'd like to remember.
Is this what we fought for? The galaxy as it stands right now?
No.
Is it?
Palpatine betrayed the Jedi.
And for that he must die.
For that, he must face his crimes. I kind of shoot Rocka. Look, dude.
She looks between the two of you, and she's like, "Yeah." But
point is,
justice must have a hand.
Absolutely, justice, not revenge.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Exactly. And I put my hand on your shoulder and I say, "Exactly." And I look at Seraph now and I say, "Can you do it? Is the Order's hands faith well placed? Do you really think you can kill the Emperor?" I say it kind of like Voldemort at that point. Like, am I really going to just killing the Emperor now? But yes, but it's hard.
She looks thoughtful at a moment. I've wondered that for the last, I don't even know how long it's been.
20 years?
Is that how long it's been since Order 60 or the The Jedi were exterminated?
Somewhere around there. I've been asleep for a while.
He's like, well, I've made it 2 years beyond that, so 18 years then here. I think if he thought I was ready, he would have pulled the trigger.
And if he doesn't think you're ready, he's sending you to your death needlessly. Stop being his puppet.
Maybe we can all work together to accomplish this goal. And I'm trying to push Cinder back. I'm like, well, whatever, dog. You're not going to do it.
I'm looking at him like, are you serious? Considering working with the first hand?
The Order's hand, yes. Exactly.
First hand? Are you seriously considering?
Seraph, and I say, do you have a way to contact him? Can you call him here and tell him you want to accomplish?
Whoa!
She shakes her hand, no.
I'm like literally going full Seinfeld here. Whoa! We are not seriously considering this.
Is this not what we were sent to accomplish, Seraph? And I look at you like with the complete seriousness of like someone who came here to die.
I look at Nifu and Dara and I'm like, can you believe this shit? Can you believe
in the background, can they have just been like talking this whole time about soldier?
We expected dangerous odds, and we're willing to risk ourselves for the betterment of the galaxy.
She says,
but to commit cold-blooded murder?
The Order's hand comes and goes as events in the galaxy allow him to. When he arrives, it is unpleasant.
Who is he?
She looks thoughtful. I don't know his name.
Can you describe what?
I know that he is proficient enough, or he was proficient enough with his saber techniques 20 years ago to dispatch my master. And you know that she trained under Allura Secura, the Twilight Grand Council member.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, and he was able to incapacitate myself and 4 other Jedi Knights simultaneously.
Why didn't he kill you?
And when she says that, I'm like, oh, that man, my former confidence.
Why didn't he kill me? Why didn't he kill me? She kind of looks thoughtful. He keeps going on about having to find an apprentice. He talks as though I've heard he's spoken before about the Sith and how that they are now in control, but that he believes that his master, the Emperor, is corrupt and has corrupted the goal of the Sith.
So you want to be a tool of the Sith then? Of this new Sith Empire? This
She's like, I don't want to be a tool of anyone, but Palpatine deserves what's coming to him.
Exactly.
It's not for us to.
You're not.
If Order's hand can provide the access necessary to accomplish our goals, someone has to do it. I'd help, but I don't think the Order's hand's going to let me go with you.
Was there mention of the other other Padawans or Jedi that were incapacitated?
She has not said anything else about them yet. Are you asking her about them?
I'll inquire of them. You were incapacitated with 3 others. What?
She is thoughtful a moment. I have not sensed them perish from the galaxy, any of them. Every once in a while I sense them in the Force, but I believe that at least 2 of them have fallen under their own turmoil.
Chances are no others are on this moon?
No, they're far from here. She kind of gets the thoughtful look. You came here to stop his weapon.
No, we came here to find a weapon.
We came here to stop a weapon from destroying and wreaking havoc on the galaxy. If the weapon is only aimed at the Emperor, then...
She looks thoughtful for a moment, and then she points at the case that's by her bed pallet, and with some effort, like you can tell she's not extremely proficient with move, like it's like doing the whole shaky thing, but it hovers over to Cinder. She says, "When you leave, take this with you."
What is it?
It's what he's using to try to turn me into his weapon.
Why don't you come with us too?
You can have freedom.
Justice still must be done.
And you can sit here alone and let him keep coming and torturing you?
Your quest for justice, you can join us.
How about a compromise? Well, let us leave in place of this that you give us. Let us leave something here with you. So if you need us, you can call upon us. For your freedom.
The ion storm might be a bit much.
Indeed.
Out of character, this is a one-shot, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But there could be a sequel. It's just this is a one-shot.
Okay. I'm going to offer to stay.
She looks extremely wary at that idea. If you do, he will likely try to kill you. And then she pauses for a moment and she says, "Actually, if he wants to kill you, he will." Should be the more likely statement.
Then it doesn't matter what I say. I'm staying, because if I can convince him not to kill me, that having 2 allies in slaying the Emperor is better than 1, plus my contacts with the Rebellion, I might be able to get information back to my allies. I can truly be the person on the inside. I have the same motivations to stop the Emperor as you did. We come from the same place. We have the same experiences. I'm younger. I'm less experienced, but I'm more malleable than you would be because I appear so young and have had less life experience. He may be more intrigued by me and less likely to slay me outright.
I smirk at that, but I don't say anything.
She looks thoughtful at that and then says, "Well, the creature usually prowls around the volcanoes for about 2 or 3 hours before journeying back into the jungle. You can make your final decision when the time comes, I suppose."
And I sit down and meditate.
Valorum, do you think you can... You sensed a presence. Do you think you can try that again?
Yes, of course. And I'll sit down and begin to meditate.
And I'm going to go ahead and make it to the door and take a look out, see how things are.
Yeah, the dark side is clouds everything.
I'm actually going, because I want you to feel the dark side, I'm going to actually use a destiny point to trigger it. So as you reach out to sense it, and you actually feel the presence, and you realize it's in the case. Whatever it is, you can hear something like calling to you.
I'm going to go to open it.
Okay. Cinder, do you stop him from opening it?
I have presumably, I have not been told that I sense this, and even if I did, I wouldn't stop him. If this is in theory what we came for, we need to see what it is.
When you open the case, she kind of tenses, like those of you, the soldiers would probably pick up on this. She like tenses up a little bit as Brock goes to open the case, but she does not move to stop him. And there we go. When you open the case, inside there's several rolled pieces of flimsy plast, like documents of some kind. But the most obvious thing in what you're sensing is coming from this. there is a small triangular object that is a little bigger than the palm of your hand, sitting there amongst these other documents, and you can sense something coming from it. Yeah.
Do you want me to make a lore check to know that it's a holocron?
No, y'all are both. I mean, both of you would recognize it as a holocron. It's not a Jedi holocron, which is the most common type in the galaxy, but recognizing it as a holocron of a different Force and culture would not be difficult.
Yeah, it's nice, and the Force coming off of it is pretty much like
yeah. Real quick, I need to take a 30-second pause here.
Right, no problem. Man, I want to make this a campaign, man. I like playing with y'all. We got a good team going here.
Right?
I have we have the best combat ever because it's just like, let's all do crazy shit together. It's great. It feels like an episode of Clone Wars. It's just like 2 Jedi and 2 heavy gunning dudes running around blowing shit up. It's kind of
I haven't even taken an action in combat yet, you guys.
I mean, you're supposed to. So it works.
What is your deal?
I don't care. No, I don't
man?
want to fight. I'm not a fighter. That's like I'm happy about that. I'm just saying, like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, we fought a Rancor and like a whole big ass pack of Force creatures, and I never had to fucking swing my shit one time.
What's funny is I designed. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I designed this guy to be a negotiator first and a combat guy second, and it's almost turning out the opposite. Like, he's way more effective in combat than I planned him to be.
Yeah, you have the
Major.
lightsaber form, so yeah. You haven't even roll for diplomacy, but you ain't seeing shit. Watch out. My influence power is like maxed out. Nice. I'll get 3 Force guys on all those influence roll or all those talk rolls. Fucking ridiculous.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, you see the holocron, and you can, Rock, you can feel the holocron calling to you.
I'll pick it up and put my Force energy into it.
Okay.
Recognize it as a Sith holocron.
Make a lore check. I'm going to call it difficulty 4.
Okay.
Because the Jedi Council of the First Order was all about suppressing and destroying anything Sith. So
yeah. Oh, sweet! I got way better lore than I thought. 3 and 2 and boom.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
you recognize that is definitely Sith design.
Would I recognize it immediately upon seeing it as a Sith holocron?
I mean, I'm going to say it just because when you're choosing to make the check, like, you saw it and at first it was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But then, like, whenever he picks it up, you like say it turns in just the right angle and you recognize the symbol that triggers the memory type thing.
Sender is going to as Rock is bringing it up in his hand like that. Sender is like, you know how the classic like Jedi reflexes thing, like cinematically. I mean, basically, he's going to and try to cut it in half with his lightsaber.
Okay.
It's a Sith artifact.
All right. When you lash out,
I don't want to let that happen.
When you lash out.
I don't think it will happen. I don't think it'll work. It's just how he would react. Even if he could hit it, the holocron might have some kind of defenses or like put up weird lightning.
Right at me like my hand on.
He's holding it at the moment.
Here's your fingers. Here's the blade. You know, it's like here. Let me cut your sandwich for you.
while you're holding it.
Yeah.
In one swift motion.
With a 3-foot sword.
Yeah.
But no, as you go to attack the holocron, you're in mid-swing when you hear the ignition of a second saber, and Seraph's red saber comes up, blocking stopping just short of impact.
So it's like right over Rock's head, like.
Good goodness, my friends. Well, thank you, Sarah.
And at this point, like because Rox said he was putting the force energy into it, a form shimmers to life at the same moment as the crossed blue and red sabers are right in front of
That's
it.
perfect.
Like the hologram just like shoots up through the two forms, and it actually like skews the coloration of the hologram. And there is a let's see here. Let me make sure I get this right.
Is this the yay retcons?
What?
Yay, retcons.
There is a woman standing there that is human, or at least near human. It's kind of hard to tell. In dark robes, but the robes do not have like the flat black look or anything like that. They are actually more luxurious looking, like they may have been made out of velvet or some exotic material, and they got that black shimmering look to them.
So almost like a noble's robes
Yes.
versus like, your traditional. Okay.
Yeah. A symbol of wealth.
What's up?
And
What's up, Greg?
is Greg-
Nothing.
Oh,
Is yours something?
Nothing. Just pondering.
she has a series of tattoos directly over each of her eyes, of lines, and she has blonde hair. And she says she kind of looks around for a moment, looking at the crossed blades in front of her and the variety of people. And she says, "Well, this is a little different."
Apologies, Master. We seek your guidance.
She kind of looks at you for a moment. Seeking is for the weak.
Very well. Tell us what the
She
orders
laughs at you.
bid you to do here.
Like she gives a laugh that kind of turns into a cackle for a moment.
What is your name, witch?
My name. As she looks at you, and you're the one with the blue blade out, so she says,
Yep.
"Jedi."
And I'm wearing Jedi. Yep. I look just
Yeah.
like a. I mean,
She says, "Jedi, you may call me names all you wish, but it's not going to get you anything."
What name would you like me to call you?
I am Darth Zana.
Darth Zana.
We seek to
Look,
kill someone. Surely you can help us with such an enjoyable task. I'm trying to placate her.
She looks between you, says, "Well, I see 5 individuals that look more than capable of killing someone." By the way, this is what she looks like.
Wow, cool. I like that cloak.
yeah,
I'm
this is like Harley Quinn thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not just anyone. The most powerful Force user in the galaxy.
She laughs at that. Considering I see 2 Jedi here asking me that means that the Sith must have made their move.
I'm no Jedi.
She looks at you. You're close enough.
He is no Jedi.
I shrugged that off.
Which when the Jedi like says no, he's no Jedi, like she laughs again.
And then, like, to regular people, we're all fucking Jedi. Like, you guys are stupid.
Exactly. The Catholic, Protestant, same difference.
Exactly. It's that type of deal.
Seraph the whole time is still holding like the whole time there's the crackle of 2 lightsaber blades.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my blade off. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, this is not gonna get me anywhere.
All right. She keeps her red blade on while y'all are conversing with Xana. And by the way, Chris and Greg, y'all are welcome to like chime in if you're wanting
It's
to. Like you're,
Jedi talk. I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
Where,
I'm
Okay.
just having him observe at this point.
I'll butt in when
Stupid philosophers. Stupid philosophers. I didn't sign up for ethics class.
Oh, I hated ethics class so much, dude.
Philosophy
Oh
is
my God,
bad
it's like-
enough.
Ethics class is like, here's a semester of let's just argue.
I'm good at arguing.
I like to think I am. I just get way too heated. I don't get personal. I just get heated.
All right. She looks at you. Well, if whoever you say is actually the most powerful Force user in the galaxy, then you have little opportunity to just kill them.
So what do you suggest, Master?
She looks at you again. Well,
Okay, never gonna kill him.
my master found the teachings of Darth Revan. Yeah, that's not the right reaction for the Jedi.
Yeah, no, that's who I was hoping this person was, but like, can I make a lore see if I know who Revan is?
For Revan, I'm not gonna like you're a Force user. Like, you may not know details of Revan, but I mean he's a figure of myth at the very least.
Cool, yes. Well, I say,
It's like knowing who Perseus is.
Right. You may not remember all the stories or what all he was supposed to have accomplished, but you know he did something big about 3,000 years ago.
well, what can you tell us? What knowledge do you think he would have used to bring to bear on this problem?
The only way to defeat the most powerful Force user in the galaxy is to learn all you can from them. And then eventually, they will no longer be the most powerful. And then it is your responsibility to put them out of their misery.
It's my turn to laugh. And this time I say, first it's this Jedi, and now it's this Sith. Oh,
She looks at you a moment. What are you?
Me.
I say, I'm someone who wants to solve a problem that the galaxy has right now.
He's a Sith yet. He's a Sith. He just doesn't know it yet.
She's like, no, actually, he's a Jedi.
No, trust me. He's well on his way out that
I
door.
would never fall, dude. I don't use dark side. But like,
No, you just advocate murder.
it's more like
Totally
capital.
different.
It's
So
capital.
he's a terroristic Jedi. That's
Yeah.
fine.
A Sith. Yeah. He's,
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, but like, yeah,
oh, I know. It's
it would be
totally like.
a long fall. But yeah, eventually, I don't get.
Oh, it's a 20-year-old idealistic kid who has no idea how the real world works. So he's like, you're just a jerk face.
Oh, granted, I am probably a jerk face. Yeah, I say, can you tell us where we might find more knowledge of this Revan?
Oh, that's a bad idea. That's such a bad idea. Don't go down.
She says that I don't think you're worthy.
I agree with the Sith.
I say, surely you don't presume to judge my worth in place of the mighty Revan.
Actually, yes. Revan eventually
That's exactly
failed.
what she's presuming.
Not by your hand.
No.
I'm gonna look at the my two Force using associates. What even is this trinket?
You know how you have data recorders? Imagine you recorded somebody's entire personality and breadth of knowledge onto one.
What? Because you're
Think of it like think of it like a droid, sort of.
But you see, you should wipe their memories every so often so you don't get this attitude.
What do you think I was just
You got a
trying to do with that
point.
lightsaber? What do you think I was just trying to do with that lightsaber? And then she stopped me, and now
I'm going to turn the holocron towards the two soldiers, and I'm going to say, Master Darth Zana, Please meet.
Call one of a Mandalore. Call one of a Mandalore. No.
Our noble warriors here who are going to prosecute this justice.
Oh my God. You're all insane.
She's just like, she looks at the soldiers with kind of an appraising eye. And she actually gives a playful wink at Darrow.
Ooh. Some of that Sith loving.
Apparently.
So that holographic holocron loving.
Dead for 1,000 years loving.
Some people pay good credits for that kind of spectrum treatment.
Well, then we find actual good use for this thing.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's just broke my brain.
We went somewhere special.
Oh boy.
It must be my birthday.
If you're not willing to help with our desires, what the hell is your desires?
A good question, my friend. Darth Zana, what may we offer you in exchange for the information we see?
Offer? I'm just curious what she wants.
She says, as far as I can tell, none of you are worthy of any of the knowledge that I hoard.
Good, exactly what we need. All right, we get out to the rest of the system, then we toss this thing into the sun.
I agree with him.
Well, it appears that for all the use it will be to us, we might as well. And I deactivate the holocron. Let her stew.
So the Order's hand gave this to Seraph.
It appears, yeah.
I'll put it back in the case.
And like the whole time y'all are like talking to Xana and like debating this stuff, Seraph is just sitting there kind of like, you know how in Phantom Menace when the force fields lock him all the way from Qui-Gon, you know how he's doing like that frantic pacing?
The prowling.
She's almost got that going on. And the Vornsker is clearly agitated as well by the whole situation. Like he's doing the dog thing where he's like in the corner and he's like giving a low rumbling growl, but he's not like directing it at anyone yet. He's just agitated.
So yeah, I'm going to say to her, surely you're not being agitated by such a foolish trinket. I say, like, sort of mirroring what Nifu was saying. The philosophies it spouts, you can obviously see, are flawed.
This is the guy who advocates murder.
She gives a slow sigh, like almost like a meditation style, like attempting to cleanse your mind type, wusa type sigh before she speaks, and she says, her side won. So it's clearly not completely flawed.
They haven't won yet.
2 of them took out 10,000 Jedi.
No. They took out 9,998. You and I are still here.
I admit they have damaged the Force, but they have not won, because there are still those that oppose them.
She said, I have been listening to Xana, trying to understand the enemy, to figure out how to stop them.
And what has her guidance been to you so far? And I want to, well, never. She's being fully cooperative, right? Does it seem like she's trying to hide anything or hold anything back here?
Can I say yes to all of that? She is cooperating, but it definitely seems like she is agitated and could be hiding things. So
Okay, well, I'm going to read her surface thoughts right after I ask her that question. So hopefully her automatic one I can
okay.
Perfect.
And what was the exact question again? So I know what it was.
What guidance has Darth Xana given her? What has she been telling her to do?
She says, or in her mind, she hears that becoming the apprentice is the answer. But then she says, Xana has given me nothing that I can act on.
How so?
She just kind of looks at you confused. What do you mean?
Has she given you anything?
Oh, plenty. I've learned much from her.
Nothing actionable?
Nothing with an action I'm willing to take at this time. Xana believes the only way to defeat the most powerful is to learn under them directly. By that thought process, the only person who can defeat the Emperor is Order's hand.
And yet he draws you in.
Yes, but he seeks to have you do his job for him.
No, he wants me as an apprentice to help him. And
He wants you as a tool.
I'm not unconvinced that the galaxy would not be better under a rule of the Emperor, under Order's hand and myself compared to Palpatine.
You know what? We can probably deal with one of these things. How does he get to this planet? He comes here, right?
She says he usually arrives in a shuttle similar to the one you arrived in.
Does he give you any time away from him while he's here?
Sometimes I think he's here for days before I ever actually see him.
Find his ship. Take his ship. Destroy his ship. I don't care. Give him this little moon as his retirement.
Better yet, next time he comes, we could wait and ambush him.
We don't have months.
For this type of operation, I disagree.
Disagree with not having months or not ambushing him? I'm confused.
We have months. If it takes months and we fulfill this operation successfully, it would be worth it. I'm quite certain, and then you see me catch as I start to say someone's like in charge's name, but then I catch myself before I tell who's in charge of the alliance.
Okay, you almost say like
what's her name?
Mon Mothma.
Yeah, I almost say Mon Mothma, but I'm like, what?
Commanding officer.
All right. So, you guys are planning on orchestrating a ambush to just shoot him down, basically, next time he comes here, and if he lives or not, whatever.
Apparently.
No, we shouldn't shoot him down. I mean, we need his ship so we can get back to where the Emperor is.
Well, no, we don't shoot the ship down. We wait for him to get off.
Yeah, once he gets off, we can just gun him down.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're talking, straight up.
That easy, but yeah.
We could attempt, but if our goal is to be here to take him out, we should go for it however we may.
Seraph, would you be opposed to eliminating Order's hand with our assistance?
We're all gonna die.
She looks thoughtful and says, he deserves it, but he is not the greatest evil.
But he is the only way to get to the greatest evil. And he stands in the way of that either way we go about it.
I don't like that idea. I thought it was like, no, Brock would agree with that. Therefore, it's a bad idea.
She's like, Well, it would be better than wasting away the rest of my days waiting for an opportunity. She looks at the four of you, though. You're going to need reinforcements.
So perhaps we can, and I motion towards the door, and I say perhaps we can use the planet's resources. That creature seems pretty frightening.
Wait, you want to sick the apex on him? I can't force chuck that thing, man. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Beasts' minds are rather pliable. I may have some success.
She laughs a little bit. No, I mean, you're going to need reinforcements.
Well, does he not come alone?
No, he's always alone.
We can't put any more lives in danger than our own.
He took out 4 Jedi Knights and 30 Ontarian Rangers.
Then he'll never expect 2 heavy gunmen, an apprentice, and a whatever rock is. So he'll underestimate us.
And let me ask you this, Seraph. If he is so formidable, why does he not just defeat the Emperor? If you are to help him in this, surely your strength is less than you are judging, or is more than you are judging it to be. We can do this, and I want to now I want to reach into her with the Force and give her confidence.
Okay.
Would that be a light side thing? Or?
Yeah, I would definitely consider that a light side.
Well, I got one.
You barely got it.
We're all gonna die.
All right.
Here we go. We finally got our suicide mission.
All right. So
Don't worry, I'm gonna give it a 1-up. Not this
you
roll.
guys, are you going to? Okay, so you've got a plan. So are you going to send the shuttle back for supplies to set up for this plan? Are you going to go up back and get supplies? Are you? I mean, what are the steps to this?
Do we have time to
Yeah, how long will we have to set up for this?
Some mines and some trap tools would be really helpful. What else do you guys think we should use for
I think we need a crate of thermal detonators. Let's see. We need a couple of cybernetic enhancements, a box of rubber chickens. I'm definitely gonna need some depends.
Is there enough time to send at least one person, or just the droid itself,
we can send the ship
to
itself
get
when
reinforcements or anything?
You don't know. She doesn't know when he will. She's seen him a couple of dozen times, but that's over 18 years, so you don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or a year,
3 months from now.
We'll wait here, but we'll send the ship back for supplies, and we'll tell it what we need.
Also,
We'll prioritize a list so the rebellion knows the stuff we have to have and the stuff we just want.
yeah, I'd also like to request at least the 2nd Special Forces Regiment to assist.
The whole damn regiment. Okay.
Yes, I want the whole freaking regiment, or at least as many as they're willing to send.
Yes. Actually, you know what? Feel free to also bring the tiniest, crappiest ship you can as well.
Yeah, I mean, Daro's at least he's a captain, so I mean, he should at least have his own squad within the regiment.
Okay.
I mean, if we're talking about stuff, I could use a rocket launcher.
Give me 6.
But we don't want to bring in that many people because this guy is a fucking Force user. He can sense people. So if we have a fucking battalion, they're like, oh man, something's up. If there's 4 extra people,
No, just orbital bombardment. Yeah.
he'll be like, whatever, I can handle that.
Give me 6 Wookiees and a Loth Cat, and I got this.
But yeah, man, maybe as many as 4 more people. But only the the highest skilled people. Because I'm gonna tell you what fucking target is. Send the good.
I don't think we need any more people. I think we should send the ship away. Let the Alliance know what we're planning, and send a ship back in 3 months. And if we're not on it, or we don't send a message back, we're dead.
Send the ship back with some food and stuff. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
We can survive on this planet. I mean, this is really lush. I mean, we got
there's plenty of
live like kings.
I'm gonna need
we live like kings.
Brilliant ale and shit, man. Come on now. You're telling me 3 months here on my damn stuff in a cave.
I don't drink. Dude, I spent 20 years in a block of ice. This is nothing. This is cakewalk for me.
And yeah, I'm just saying. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
well, I guess we're not really sending back for anything. We're good.
Okay, just send a word of what the plan is and telling them to peace out.
Well, when he comes, Seraph, does he usually meet you at the cave? Does he summon you out somewhere? Do you guys go for coffee?
Sometimes I believe that he lands far enough away and just observes what I'm doing. Other times, I'm pretty certain he manipulates the wildlife into putting me in danger to see my reactions.
Are we sure that the alpha was not that?
She says that I'm fairly certain that he chose this world because of that creature.
So it comes at you on its own?
She says it comes around pretty regularly. He has encouraged me to try to destroy it on many occasions.
Have you tried?
No.
Why not?
Well, Dara's gonna step forward real fast. Why don't we try and kill it then? Maybe that'll draw him in.
Draw him out.
I believe yes. If we were to accomplish this task, he might sense it and come.
I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, guys. I'm on East Coast time and I've been up since 5 a.m.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to.
Normally, I run about 3 or 4 hours, so we're in wrap up phase. This part.
I'm not against doing a part 2 or anything. Or are you guys going on without me? But I am monosyllabic at this point.
No, that's fine. Basically, I will. We'll work on scheduling part 2 somewhere down the road, maybe a couple of weeks, and we'll kind of wrap up here. For anyone watching, basically what happens is they go about. We kind of get the little video montage where the shuttle takes off, hits hyperspace, and we get a montage where you see these guys setting up and surveying the area, and they actually lay eyes on the apex creature. And once I find where my computer decided to save it, I will show you guys that picture. But it is, and then the last thing we see is a Alliance operative receiving the report from the droid and turning and reporting it to several other people. Basically, like you see the report getting delivered to Mon Mothma, General Bel Iblis, Leia, and a handful of others, basically in quick succession. But then you see a technician who receives the receives the report, forwarding that report to someone else, and then it screen wipes, and rather than the epic like Star Wars upbeat music, it suddenly goes into the Imperial March, and there's a darkened bridge of a Star Destroyer where a black-clad Imperial agent receives the report and passes it to a black-clad stormtrooper, which takes it over to Order's hand.
We're all gonna die.
And with that, we will fade to black. I can't find the picture, but I'll show it next time since we'll do a part 2. So thank you for watching, anyone who's watching, and we'll pop off the air to schedule part 2. All right.